How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Brought to you as a special sports presentation by Parkview Sports Medicine, a winning combination with the IHSAA, and by Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. Tonight's game also brought to you by Meyer, proud supporters of youth sports. Momper Insulation, in its 60th year of quality professional insulation. Walburn Financial Management, providing affordable solutions to bookkeeping and tax problems. Midwest America Credit Union, all together better. By Indiana Michigan Power, our power is our people. Amstutz Insurance, finally a firm that works for you. Jefferson Point, shopping with a special point of view. Cuesta Education Foundation. Thinking of college? Help to finance your education? Think Cuesta. Glenbrook Dodge, your #1 source for Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep in Fort Wayne. By McDonald's, I'm still loving it. By Stiefel, a firm of choice. Alpha PC Mac Computer, we're the other guys, better, friendlier. Aaron Chiropractic, offering relief from neck and back pain. And by Tom Steel Tire Service, building trust with customers for over 30 years. And with special promotional consideration by the Fort Wayne Journal-Gazette. Nobody delivers the goods each morning like the Journal-Gazette. Now, let's head to the stadium and join Joe Parson.
Well, the high school football field continues to be thinned. Tonight, it's the regional. Chance to take another step closer to a possible state title. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Zoller Stadium. Along with Joe Walburn, I'm Joe Parson. Tonight, it's the Class 3A Regional here in Fort Wayne with Concordia Lutheran hosting West Lafayette. A year ago, the Red Devils lost out on their state championship bid, denied by Bishop Tattard in the title game. But West Lafayette is once again making a run. And this season with a much younger lineup, but one that is also 10-2, led by a couple of sophomores, running back Sage Hood with over 1,500 yards rushing, 17 touchdowns. Defensively, George Karloftis, another sophomore, 107 tackles along with 11 sacks, and they're doing a great job, Joe.
And Karloftis is a disruptor, an awesome player, 6'5", 240 pounds, Joe, at the defensive end position. Only 15 years old, so very impressive with that kind of size. His daddy played football at the University of Miami, so you know that bloodline is strong. But really, overall, with West Lafayette, a very explosive team. So they come in, they average over 500 yards a game. They're led by their quarterback, Mickey Kidwell, who's thrown for over 3,100 yards, and he's accounted for 43 touchdowns. So up-tempo, they want to attack you, and it's going to be important that Concordia is physical. But something that kind of stuck out to me, Joe, is both quarterbacks for both teams have accounted for 43 touchdowns.
Wow.
Those are huge numbers for high school football.
Let's take a look at the Cadets. They continue to display consistency, defeating Bishop Luers last week 45-22. Second time Concordia beat Luers this season, and with a couple of 3 touchdown catches by veterans leading the way last week. Peterson Curligran with 4 rushing touchdowns, and we mentioned Mark Mallers also 3 touchdown catches, also 3 interceptions the other side of the ball.
Yeah, unbelievable performance for Mallers. He's just been awesome all season long, and 21 touchdown catches on the season. So we know offensively Concordia has the weapons, but I think tonight this is a game where Concordia's going to have to win this game in the trenches, Joe. And I think Curligran running, having the big game last week with Luers running for the 161 yards is a good sign for Concordia, because we can talk about how great the numbers are for Morrison, the 43 touchdowns. That's awesome, but tonight, we talk about Andy Wade, Trey Freeman. These guys in the trenches have got to get the job done, because I think when you take away all the fanciness, and I love throwing the football, but tonight it's a regional game, and I think whoever is more physical in the trenches is going to win this game.
Couldn't agree with you more. Cadets Red Devils here tonight with the winner advancing to next week's semi-state, and we'll pause for a timeout, then return with our Midwest America Federal Credit Union pregame show. We'll have cadet coach Tim Manigold to join us as well upon our return. We'll be back in 3 minutes. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLYV.
Safety, number 34.
Great play area.
I'm envisioning something really spectacular. Something over the top. Let's draw up some plans.
Yes, JP.
Right away, JP.
Excellent idea.
Bold move, JP.
We'll get right on it.
I see a large fort with a giant cannon to slide down. Let's make it historic. Tie it in with the history of Fort Wayne. And we gotta have it soft so kids of all ages can play. Let's have those blueprints on my desk by Monday morning.
Jefferson Point and Lutheran Children's Hospital ER presents Fort Wayne's largest indoor soft play area. Parents can relax while the kids explore a fort, slide down a cannon, and crawl through the 16-foot cherry blossom tree. Over 2,000 square feet of indoor play area, the largest retail play area in the state of Indiana. Bring the kids and enjoy the fun at Jefferson Point. For details, go to jeffersonshopping.com.
There's so much to see. It's where you want to be. Jefferson Point, Jefferson Point.
Number 4, Peterson, Curligran. And your quarterback, number 2.
Every great team has focus and talent. At Parkview Sports Medicine, our focus is on youth. Our roster includes everything from sports nutrition to keep your body fueled to orthopedic surgery, athletic rehab, and more. Parkview Sports Medicine's got you covered. You can trust us to bring together the top team of experts in sports medicine to improve the performance and treatment of every level of athletes. Go to parkview.com/sportsmedicine to learn more. Parkview Sports Medicine, upgrade your game.
Cooperation is appreciated.
American families are facing a major problem nowadays. It's called extreme student debt. It's affecting graduating students, even those with jobs, for years and years trying to pay off their student loans. But there is help available to students in Northeast Indiana. From nonprofit Cuesta Education Foundation, Cuesta is ready to provide low-interest or even forgivable loans to qualified Northeast Indiana students. Take a second look. Check Cuesta to see if your student qualifies for a chance at graduating with as little student loan debt possible. Cuesta can make a difference. And it all starts with simply logging on to QuestaFoundation.org. That's QuestaFoundation.org.
At Indiana Michigan Power, we're building the future of energy delivery. From renewable energy to grid innovation, we're developing a smarter way to power your life. With the addition of 4 new solar power plants, you can take comfort knowing that more than half of the electricity that we generate is emissions-free. I&M is honored to sponsor local area high school sporting events and proud to be your hometown energy provider.
We now ask that all veterans and active...
Here's some good policy from your local agent and Auto Owners Insurance. When your insurance policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and a voicemail menu. Auto Owners Insurance operates exclusively through local independent agencies, here to help you 24/7. Now that's good policy.
Call Tom Neuenschwander at Amstutz Insurance with offices in Fort Wayne and Ossian, 260-622-4169.
And due to West Lafayette,
Time now for the Midwest America Federal Credit Union pregame show and a special visit with coaches to set the stage for tonight's game. Let's head back to the stadium with Joe Parson.
You know, it can be very tough to beat a good team once during a regular season. You had to go to Bishop Luers Field last week, defeat the Knights. You did it, 45-22. Coach, talk about that ball game because a couple of, you look for seniors to stand up and to lead the way, and Curligran with the 4 rushing touchdowns. How about Mark Mallers with 3 touchdown catches and 3 interceptions? Can't ask for any more, can you?
No, we were talking about that in the coach's office prior to the sectional tournament starting, how we really needed to ride our seniors this year. We've got a good senior class, and now's the time. It's one and done each week, and so let those guys play as much as they can. And certainly last Friday night, Mark had a nice game. Peterson had a nice game. Peter continues to play well at quarterback. Couldn't have been prouder of our guys. I mean, that was a tough game. Bishop Luers really played well, and I'm sure in some ways they felt like they outplayed us in some facets of the game. That's a good team with a lot of athletes, very well coached. We feel fortunate to have beaten them, and certainly beating a team twice is always difficult. So it was very, very satisfying.
You know, what caught my attention, too, is you miss a couple of extra points. You're actually trailing it by 1, but you have the response. And again, that's a mark of a good team that's won 9 straight.
Yeah, no question. I mean, and we preach that to them. We're at a point in the season now, and tonight's going to be included in that, where, you're playing good teams. It's very unlikely you're going to jump out 42-0. So you're going to be in a dogfight, and there's a good chance you may be behind at some point. So how do you respond? We preach 48 minutes. At that point in the game, it was end of the first quarter, 7-6, a lot of football to play. we're confident in what we do, and our guys played with great poise.
You know, I was reading in the paper that this is kind of a circle date for you. At least Peter Morrison was talking about. He was on that 2013 team. Young kid, just a freshman then. But again, for his brother, maybe as much as anything, looking for a little payback. This is a different Red Devils team, though, isn't it? Very young. They've got a couple of sophomores that really just stand out. Hood running the ball over 1,500 yards, and they've got a defensive tackle over 100 yards, or 100 tackles, I should say, with 11 sacks. He's a sophomore.
Yeah. As far as the revenge factor is concerned, honestly, we haven't talked about that at all. I read the article this morning from Peter. I mean, that's fine. You know, you can look at it that way, but 4 years in high school is an eternity, so we don't really look at it that way. I mean, West Lafayette's really good. They have there are about 3 areas that concern us. The defensive line, as you mentioned, they appear to be very, very formidable. We will have our hands full blocking them. Their quarterback is really good, not just throwing the ball, has a really strong arm, but he's very elusive. I'm not sure in the films that we saw he ever went down with first hit, and in some ways reminds you of Peter playing the game. And then their pace of play. They're running total 200 plays a game, which is another quarter of football. So they've played like 3 extra games throughout the course of the year, and that is a pace of play we haven't seen. And so it's tough to emulate that in practice. So what will we do against that? Those will be the questions. We'll have our hands full. It's a regional football game. These are going to be good teams you're playing.
Is there anybody you've played to date that they kind of remind you of a little bit? Anybody we can compare it to?
They are. We always try to place these teams in the Summit Athletic Conference as coaches, and we feel they are probably a step below Snyder and Homestead, and then right in there with us and with Bishop Dwenger and Bishop Lures and Carroll, and sort of right in that ballpark. It's tough to say though, because we don't very few common opponents. We'll find out together tonight. I mean, they might come out and storm us 60-0, and then I'll say, well, they're pretty good. They're more like Snyder.
Best of luck here.
Thank
tonight.
you. Thanks very much.
Head coach Tim Manigault in his 7th year as head man of the Concordia Cadets. They are 10-2. They finished 7-2 in the SAC. As far as the final 3A rankings that came out right at the end of the regular season, Associated Press, the writers' poll had them ranked number 7. Coaches' poll ranked them number 4. And they are 5-1 here on this Zollner Stadium turf. As far as West Lafayette, the Red Devils coached by Shane Fry in his 4th year. They also are 10-2. They finished 3-1 in the Hoosier West Conference. And a year ago, 13-2, they lost in the state championship ball game to Indianapolis Chittard, 31-7. So they are a tournament-tested team. And by the way, about Coach Fry in his 4 years now at West Lafayette, they are 42-9 coming in tonight's game. 2 sectional championships, 2 regional championships, and 1 semi-state. So again, it will be a formidable opposition and a big challenge tonight for Concordia here at home in this 3A regional. We will be back. We'll take a 3-minute timeout and we'll be down on the turf. Joe Walburn is down there with our referee tonight, Laurie Jones. 41 degrees here ahead of kickoff. Winds out of the northeast at 4 miles an hour. Wind chill will get down into the mid-30s. We will be back in 3 minutes. This is IHSAA football on AM 1450 WLYV.
The Midwest goes by many names. The Heartland, the Corn Belt, the Crossroads of America. But for you, it has another, more important one. Home. It stands for the simple things. Family dinners, baseball games, and long country drives with the windows down. Bonfires, barbecues, and ice cream cones on a Sunday afternoon. And it stands for the values that make all of these things possible. You've built your life around Midwestern values. At Midwest America Federal Credit Union, we have too. That's why we've dedicated ourselves to supporting our members as they work toward their dreams. As your hometown financial partners, we offer practical, dependable service. And since 1936, hardworking families have trusted us to help them with their most important purchases, from mortgages to auto loans and everything in between. Midwest America Federal Credit Union, for your home, for your family.
Bumper Insulation is celebrating 60 years, so they've seen a few things.
The Civil Rights Act of 1964.
That's one small step for man. And a few more.
His or her freedom, or the precious gift that is America.
I took the initiative in creating the internet.
So here's Charlie to tell you more.
This is Charlie Momper Insulation, celebrating 60 years of meeting homeowners and contractors' demands for professional sensational installation. Here's to 60 more, and thank you from Momper Installation.
Dude, I'm pretty nervous for this date.
Nah, you got this. First dates are all about finding what you have in common.
Like putting sweaters on dogs?
Sure, but I was thinking about going to a place you both like, where you both can get your favorites.
Oh, like McDonald's.
Exactly. But do yourself a favor. Please, don't tell any of your elevator jokes.
But they work on so many levels.
Here's a deal that's no joke. McDonald's new McPick 2 for $2.50 menu includes McDouble, 6-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, and hot veg sundae. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Price is single item posted on menu.
Just like your car, sometimes your laptop needs a tune-up. Or worse, a virus hit you, completely shutting down its functioning. But who do you turn to for quick help? The answer might surprise you. Alpha PC Mac Computer. We're the other guys, and we're better. With realistic turnaround times for service, more reasonable rates, friendlier service that works with you and solving problems. Don't settle for the other guys. Try Alpha PC Mac Computer, located just 2 blocks north of Glenbrook Mall. Call 444-3557 and ask for Dave.
Trust the doctors at the IPFW Athletics and the Fort Wayne Comets Trust. Aaron Chiropractic is well known for providing quality yet cost-effective care for sports injuries, muscle, or joint problems. They're one of the only clinics in the region to provide its patients with pain relief utilizing numerous therapies, including acupuncture, massage, and rehabilitation. Aaron Chiropractic is conveniently located in Northeast Fort Wayne. Find us on the web at aaronchiro.com or call 492-8811 to schedule an appointment.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Getting ready for the teams to come out with the coin toss reenactment coming up here at Zoller Stadium. Let's take a quick look at some of the other matchups tonight elsewhere in regional competition in 6A. It's Homestead. The Spartans are home. They're at 9-3. They're taking on Carmel at 7-4. In the 5A matchup, it is Snyder, also at home tonight, undefeated at 11-0, facing Mishawaka's Cavemen. And the 4A matchup has New Haven at Northwood. Both teams undefeated. New Haven averaging 49 points a ball game. Northwood at 46 points a contest. There's another matchup in 3A in the area. Garrett, they are 11-1. They're on the road, though, tonight at Mishawaka Marion. Both teams at 11-1. In 2A, South Adams at Eastbrook. And in 1A, Adams Central, the Flying Jets are 11-1. They're playing at 9-3 Southwood. Referee tonight, as we mentioned, Larry Jones. As we get ready for the two teams, the co-captains, to come out at midfield here at Zoller Stadium. Well, last week, Red Devils, they traveled on the road last Friday night in search of their second straight sectional championship, and they got it at Twin Lakes, 56-24. West Lafayette rolled to a 35-10 halftime lead, shutting out the Indians in the third quarter. Very balanced offense for the Red Devils, 589 yards of total offense, 229 passing, 360 on the ground rushing. 6-foot sophomore running back Sage Hood, he carried 17 times for 214 yards. We'll see a lot of him tonight. And 5'10 senior quarterback Mikey Kidwell, he threw for 229 through the air, completed 75% of his passes, good for 2 touchdowns. He has now thrown 37 touchdowns on the year with 3,192 passing yards, quite a figure. And meanwhile, defensively, 6'5", 240-pound defensive tackle George Karloftis. He had 11 tackles, led him in that area, 1 fumble recovery, and he had 2 quarterback hurries. As far as the Cadets, they rolled to their 9th straight victory, winning a sectional championship as well, defeating Bishop Luers last Friday night at Luersfield, 45-22. Concordia also won during the regular season, 34-16. Concordia had to rally, though, from an early 7-6 deficit after missing their first 2 extra points. Led just 18-7 at halftime, then outscored the Knights 27-15 in the second half. Let's go down to midfield, and Joe Auburn with our referee Larry Jones in the introduction of the players.
Concordia, they've won the toss. They're going to be deferring.
There you have it, Joe. Concordia wins the toss. They're going to defer. So we'll get a look at that up-tempo offense early on for West Lafayette. Field conditions, Joe, the field's in great shape. I tell you, for having a game every Friday night here, the field's in really good shape.
It's definitely football weather now. Nice and cool out here, but a great night for a regional championship. Both teams are really fired up, Joe, so it should be a good one.
Should be a great game. Joe Auburn will be back shortly. We'll be back in 30 seconds for the kickoff. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLYV.
True Goodness Foods by Meyer are made from the philosophy of less and more. Less of what you don't want and more of what you do. There are no hormones or antibiotics in the raising of our meats. And True Goodness Foods never contain any high fructose corn syrup, artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. We use wholesome ingredients, like peanut butter made from just peanuts, and tortilla chips made from corn, oil, and salt. That's it. And at low Meyer prices, True Goodness is good food your family will love. Find True Goodness Foods at your local Meyer today.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
So Concordia wins the toss, defers. They'll kick away from left to right. They'll be defending the north end zone. And here come the Red Devils out on the field. They'll be moving from right to left with a kickoff return. Both teams 10-2 coming in. Dropping back, Spencer Blankman. He's got 5 kickoff returns, a long of 28 this year. And let's see if R.J. Erb is also back there. He's had a long of 19. So Concordia ready to kick away from left to right as we get ready for this regional championship matchup. Concordia against West Lafayette. Here comes the kick, and it's a pooch kick near side. Fair catch is called, and that is made at the 36-37-yard line. And that is where the Red Devils will go on offense for the first time tonight. A little bit cooler than we're used to, right?
We've been spoiled all season long. It's hot chocolate weather now.
There you go.
I tell you, they are fired up down there, Joe. It's going to be a big game.
1st and 10 for the Red Devils, moving from right to left. They'll have it at their own 37-yard line. Glad you could join us tonight. A little bit of a change because of IU basketball. We're not on Fox Sports. We're on WLYV. That's where I started my career back in the day. How about that?
How about that?
Shotgun formation, motion from left to right behind the line of scrimmage. They'll give the hood, and he's met right at the point of attack. Does nudge forward late as they'll get a yard, but Sage Hood, 6-foot sophomore, 200 pounds, comes in with 1,522 rushing yards. Ran for 214 last week against Twin Lakes Joe with 4 rushing touchdowns. Quick play, they throw near side. They've got a catch. That's Caleb Green reaching for the first down stick. He is short up about the 45, and you see how quick tempo they are ready to go.
Yeah, very quick, and it's going to be interesting to see how Concordia can hold up, but also very important that Concordia can win, Joe, at the point of attack and try to slow Hood down.
3rd down and 2 now. Again, here is Kidwell. Hands it off and a run up the middle, and they've got a good gain by Hood as he down to the 45 of Concordia. That time right up the A-gap.
Yeah, he's tough. 6 foot, 200 pounds. Only a sophomore, Joe. Ran for over 200 yards last week, so he's a great combination to their passing game.
Again, they're ready to go again. Here's a quick throw to the near side, a diving attempt for it. Let's see, they're going to rule it a catch at about the 41. Caleb Green, he's going to see a lot of action. Came in leading with 52 catches, 789 receiving yards, 9 touchdowns. And Kidwell ready to go to work again. Looks, play action fake. He rolls to the right side, looking, throws on the run to a spot. He's got a catch, and that will be a gain inside the 30 down to the cadet about the 27-yard line.
A nice job by Kidwell to roll out and really keep his base, Joe, and throw a good football. Kidwell's a lot like Morrison, not the biggest, but very accurate.
They are almost running up to the line of scrimmage. Quick throw into the flats, near side, caught at the 30. And Engel run after the catch down to about the 25-yard line. So they are taking care of business. Erb on the catch that time.
And when you play an up-tempo offense like this, it's very important on those short passes you come up and make the tackle. So Concordia needs to make those tackles, but they need more of a pass rush.
Too wide to the right side. Here is a play-action fake. They throw. They got Caleb Green for an easy catch and a touchdown. That was too easy. So it will be a 25-yard touchdown at the 10-16 mark, and I tell you what, West Lafayette did not take much time.
No, and that's what they've done all season long. Up-tempo, Mickey Kidwell. You know, we mentioned it in the pregame, Joe. He's thrown for over 3,100 yards, 63% in his completion percentage, so very effective. They dink and dunk Concordia down the field. Then they go the pump and go and get the touchdown. So it's going to be important tonight, though, that Concordia offense can respond and answer some of these touchdowns. We're going to probably see a high-scoring game.
Now they shift out of the swinging gate, and they will take the extra point attempt coming up. That is Caleb Crockover, and the kick is on the way, and that is good. So a quick 7-0 lead for West Lafayette with a lightning strike, and 7-0 in favor of West Lafayette. Will be back after a timeout. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLYV.
Every small business person has the same dread: taxes, reports, and bookkeeping. What are you to do? You know you can't afford the big guys to keep you legal and solvent. Well, now there's Walburn Financial Management to save the day. Here's their number. You're going to want to remember this one: 260-459-2240. That's 459-2240. Why? Well, Walburn Financial Management specializes in the little guy. With reasonable rates and sensible retainers, Walburn Financial Management, simply perfect for the small business budget.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson. On Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
West Lafayette wasting little time, Joe Walburn, as they're on the board in a hurry.
Yeah, impressive the way they went down the field. So now it's going to be important because we always talk about, Joe, good teams answer. So Concordia needs to crank up their offense and answer. But as the Concordia offense is playing, that defense needs to make those adjustments. They're going to have to get some pressure on Kidwell, Joe.
Kick is also short fielded at the 30-yard line. Here's a return, a curl up the middle to about the 40-yard line, so that'll be good field position for Concordia. As on the return, that was Colton Grohavik, so it'll be 1st and 10. Now we'll see how Concordia, if they've got an answer for that quick score, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 41.
Yeah, nice job by Grohovic to catch that football and get upfield and get good field position. So a good start now with Concordia with the offense, but so important now to do something with this drive.
Peter Morrison out of the pistol now. He's got 3 wide to his left, the wide side of the field. They want to run the ball with Curligran and an angled run, and he's still on his feet. Breaks it up to about the 49-yard line, and Curligran with a tough run as he had 161 yards on the ground last week with 4 rushing touchdowns, and they need him big here tonight.
Yeah, so important. He's a physical runner. Runs hard after the first contact, Joe. And he's kind of been dinged up early on in the season, and we didn't see much of him, but he seems to be rounding in the form right when they need him with the playoff push.
You know, Joe, I think it's important Concordia not try to match the speed, maybe to control the game a little bit more, the pace of it. Motion from left to right, that was Anderson. No, it's Mallard's reverses back, and here's an option run, and up the middle is Morrison, and he's got the first down. He's into West Lafayette territory down to the 47-yard line.
And I think you're right. I think it's good that Concordia maybe can win some time of possession, Joe, and slow down West Lafayette, because on the sideline, that defense has got to be making those adjustments. But on that option play, good read by Peter Morrison to read the defensive end to cut up field and get the positive yard to move the chains.
Tyson Chambers in. They've got 2 wide spread offense either side of the field now, and 1st and 10 at the Red Devil 47-yard line. Dropping back, a 1-step drop. Here's a throw. The catch is made, and Mallers fights off 1 tackle, works his way for about a 6-yard gain down to about the 42-yard line.
And it's just remarkable. You look at the numbers. 21 touchdown catches for the year for Mallers, so phenomenal hands. And you mentioned it, Joe, when you have a receiver who can catch that ball and tuck it away so fast and make a play, that's really impressive. So he's dominant on defense, but has had just a breakout season catching the football.
Same formation, 2 wide either side of the field. They'll work from the right side hash mark now. 4 defensive down linemen for West Lafayette. Morrison maybe changing the play call. Still 9 on the play clock. Option run to the short side. Pitches the ball late. Curligran cuts to the 40, 35. Runs over 1 player and then bumped out of bounds somewhere inside the 30-yard line. But that is just a patented run by Peterson Curligran, running over players.
Yeah, he's one of our favorite players. So he goes about 170, but he runs like he's 220. You love it when a back can plant the outside leg, get upfield with the pad level, and dominate tacklers like that. So great opening drive for Concordia, and they're doing it on the ground.
West Lafayette dropping 4 back into coverage. Now Maller's part of a 3-wide package to the left side. The wide side of the field. Morrison wants to throw, drops, pulls it down, flush to his right. He can run. Now sets his feet, throws to the end zone. He's got a man wide open down there, and the ball's caught for a touchdown.
Whoa.
That one is good for 31 yards.
Looked like it was Drew out there. Kamari Drew, Joe. You'll have to check that number. But how about Morrison breaking down in the pocket, slide stepping, rolling out, not panicking, and waiting for Drew to run open. And it was the split post route for Drew. And wow, what an answer for Concordia, and what a frozen rope thrown by Morrison.
31 yards on the touchdown toss. Now Concordia missed their first 2 extra point attempts last week for the tie, and the right-footed kick is on the way. Looks long enough, and it is good. 7-7 tie, so both teams auspicious in their opening drives. Tie game here at Zollner Stadium. We'll be back at 30. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLIV.
The market goes up, the market goes down. And if you're a typical investor, you may be playing games, trying to guess correctly when to buy, when to sell. That can be expensive and exhausting. Well, what if there was a local company with tons of investment experience to help you take some of the guesswork and worry out of investing? The name is Stifel, specializing in individual portfolio management. Stifel can help reduce the risk and worry of investing, building you a portfolio of quality, performing stocks and bonds. Give Stifel a call at 260-459-3989.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
New game, tie at 7 as Concordia gets ready to kick it away as they started the ball game from left to right. Here comes the kick, end over end near side. That'll be fielded at the 17th. Free ball, and let's say Concordia's got it on the fumble recovery at the 23-yard line of West Lafayette.
And that's why I'm up here in the booth with you. That was a freshman that time for West Lafayette, Spencer Blakeman. He didn't come up and catch the football. And the golden rule when you play on kickoff return is if you're an up back or the back, you have to come and catch the football. That's a tremendous mistake for West Lafayette. And what a break for Concordia, Joe.
Joe, he looked like he was a little nonchalant to the ball.
He was. He just seemed like he wasn't paying attention, which is hard to believe. But, man, that's a huge break for Concordia.
So now the Cadets have got it 1st and 10 with the offensive unit back out there. Curlegrand, the running back, lined up behind Morrison. Here's Morrison wanting to throw. A lot of time. Now it throws it on. Has got a catch left side, and that'll be a gain down to about the 16, maybe the 15-yard line for the Cadets.
Yeah, lots of time for Morrison, and he comes off his main read and comes backside, and the cushion's so big out there by West Lafayette that the hook, the receiver out there, was able to sit and wait for that pass. I think it was Grahovic that time that caught that ball, Joe, but how about Morrison with all the time, and how about the cushion? If I'm West Lafayette with your corners out there, you got to tighten down that cushion. That's too big of a cushion.
Red Devils do have 23 sacks on the year, but so far, Cadet front line giving Morrison all the time in the world. Empty backfield now. 4 wide to the right side. Here comes a screen, and Curlegrand's got the ball, but he's wrapped up right away back around the 20-yard line. So that one fooled nobody, and it's a big loss, and that will bring up 3rd down and long.
And that's where Curlegrand goes back to the huddle. And he says to his wide receiver, thanks for the lookout block, because you obviously didn't block anybody, but you said look out, you know. So if you're going to run that play, I like those quick wide receiver passes, Joe, but the other receivers have to pick up their teammates and block.
3rd down and 7, and then obviously Tim Madigal may feel he's in 4-down yardage area if he needs it, but it's 3rd down now, ball at the right side hash mark. 3 wide again to the left, and Morrison option run. Wants to throw, he's being pursued, he got the catch made. They've got a 1st down inside the 10, all the way down inside the 5-yard line.
And we mention it every single week. Nobody does a better job with play calling than Concordia. That time the 2 receivers run deep routes. They run the defense off, Joe, and they slide the slot right underneath for the out, and Morrison has just enough time to deliver the football. Execution and timing. That's the base of Concordia's offense.
West Lafayette jumped on top early on a 25-yard touchdown, and Concordia's bounced back to tie it. Now they've got a chance with 1st and goal at the ball at the 5-yard line. Kurligan trying to work off tackle to the right side. Broke one tackle on second effort, works his way inside the 3, down close to the 2.
Yeah, nice cut off the guard that time to get yards. I didn't think he was going to get much, but he was able to kind of wiggle down there, Joe, and get some positive yards. So now you got 2nd down here. West Lafayette has a big defensive line. I think this would be a great play for like a play action. Maybe give that quarterback a run pass option, Joe.
Tyson Chambers, he's up on the slot to the left side, 2 wide to the right. Quick hitting play, and let's see if Morrison may have called his own number. Did not find much off that left side between guard and tackle. Let's see if they give him maybe a spot of a yard. Not even sure well, they do mark it down just in right outside the 1.
It looked like Michael Stallings out there making that tackle, Joe, for West Lafayette. That was a good push that time by the defensive line for West Lafayette. So big play here on 3rd down. If you're Concordia, you really want to cash in on that turnover.
Offensive line for the Cadets starting tonight, averaging 241 a man, tackle to tackle. Now Morrison brings them up to the line of scrimmage now. Works under center. Kurligan is the running back. And it looks at motion left to right behind the line of scrimmage. Hands to Kurligan, lowers the shoulder, plows. Did he get into the end zone? Yes. He did. A touchdown. Officially a touchdown run. They'll call it 1 yard at the 4:42 mark. So the fumble recovery off the kickoff pays dividends. Kurligan into the end zone from 1 yard out.
And that was a tough, hard-nosed 1 yard run. But what I like about Joe is he recognized there wasn't much there, dropped his pads, and got the touchdown. That's the senior leadership for Kurligan. It just seems like the last 3 years, whenever Concordia needed tough yards, Kurligan has always answered the bell.
And the extra point attempt is on the way, and that is good. So Peter Morrison is 2 for 2 tonight, and Concordia for the first time tonight leads, and we still have 4:42 remaining in the opening quarter, and 14-7 is our score. We'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLIV.
You've heard the saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Nothing could be more true at Tom Steele Tire, where it's all about saving you money. For over 35 years, this family-owned business has been saving Fort Wayne drivers lots of Benjamins. Offering quality tires and ASE-certified mechanical service for your car, and that includes an oil change and tire rotation special, all for just $24.95. 2 convenient locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. Tom Steele Tire, not just a tire store, but a complete automotive center. And now, back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson. On Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
14-7 Concordia. There's still no comparison. Verizon Wireless inside the Glenbrick Mall. Still number 1 when it comes to pricing and service. Stop in at Verizon Wireless inside the Glenbrick Mall. Discover the new plans and promos such as carryover data and no overages. There's only one Verizon Wireless to shop with, and that's Verizon Wireless inside the Glenbrick Mall, because better matters. A short kick, and this time West Lafayette is on it, and they'll have very good field position up just short of midfield at their own 47-yard line.
And I know you're trying to minimize the return for Concordia, but I hate that because West Lafayette's so good on offense, Joe, and you give them a short field, 3 or 4 plays, and they got a chance to score here. So now I think it's important. The defense has had a good rest. Andy Wade, Trey Freeman, that defensive line, Joe, and Drew Bordner really need to get involved and shut down this offense.
Little motion to the right side. Here's a straight ahead carry by Hood, and he's into the second level inside the 40 and lost the football. Let's see if the flag is thrown. Do they get it back? Apparently they do. That's good for a first down, but Hood nearly coughed it up.
Yeah, he runs hard, and that time he dropped his pads. It looked like the safety came up and put the hit on Hood, the fumble, but again, 6 feet, 200 pounds, only a sophomore, Joe.
Joe, by the way, they're bringing in Tommy Kirschbaum off the left tackle spot. Here's an off-tackle run again by Hood, or stood up at the 30-yard line. Kirschbaum is a junior, but he's 6'7", 315.
Where do they find these kids? These kids are massive. We talked about Karlaftis, man. 6'5", 240, he's 15 years old.
They're corn-fed. Here is Kidwell looking, loads up, throws to a slot, got a catch, and that'll be a gain down short of the 20 to about the 21-yard line. Again, quick hitting play, working to R.J. Erb, and they'll move the chains, and here comes West Lafayette with 4 minutes and 1 second remaining in the opening quarter. 14-7 Concordia, but the Red Devils on the move. Read option once again. There's Hood, works off to the right side, and he fights his way inside the 10, down to the 5, and maybe to the 4-yard line.
And this is why West Lafayette's so effective. Hood runs so hard, it's going to force Concordia into putting another guy in the box, and you're going to end up with man-to-man across the board. But I think if you're Concordia, you got to stop the run right now.
They'll give the Hood again, tries to sweep to the right side, not going anywhere this time, although he fights away. They had him trapped for a loss, but he nudges forward, did not get into the end zone, but the coaches are not happy about that inability to they called it a touchdown.
They called it a touchdown. I thought Bordner had him dropped out there, Joe. Hood dropped the pads and kind of drug Bordner and lunged for the end zone, and I guess they said he got in, but wow, what an answer. What was that, 4 plays, Joe?
And 3 yards on the touchdown run. Now pending the extra point conversion, we're going to need more paper again tonight for the score. Here's Crockover with the extra point, trying to tie it, and it is on the way and good. 14-14 still with 3:41 remaining in the first quarter. We have a new game, and this is IHSAA football on AM 1450 WLIV.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're an aspiring pro or a recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
With Joe Auburn, I'm Joe Parson at Zollner Stadium. New game tied at 4. Hope you can stay with us at halftime. Brian Bossier, manager of Parkview Athletic Rehabilitation, will join us at halftime. Meanwhile, here comes the West Lafayette kick, and it comes squib ball is picked up at the 30. Return near side across the 35 to about the 36. That is where Concordia and their offense will go back to work.
This is wonderful. It reminds me of the old days of the run and shoot. I mean, up and down the field, both teams scoring.
Yeah, neither team is wasting much time here tonight.
No, they are not. And that was an impressive drive by West Lafayette to answer. So, Concordia is going to have to get the chalkboard out and figure some things out defensively. But offensively, I'd keep running the football and keep your keep your foot in the metal, Joe.
Spread offense again, too wide either side of the field. Now they're converging as Morrison wants to throw. Near side's got it. Catch, that's Grahovic, and steps away from the tackle. Brings it up, stepped out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Tolukian had the coverage, but first down. And this reminds me of my old Arena Football League days.
I'll say, you're used to this.
Whoever's got the ball last may win.
Yeah, you're used to these big scores, aren't you? And the fast pace of the game. I love the short passing game, though, with Concordia. And Grahovic's been such a reliable target this year, Joe. Over 53 catches in the season with 7 touchdowns for Concordia.
Cadets work from the right side hash mark now. Too wide to the left side. Morrison drops to throw again. Throws over the middle. He's got Grahovic at the 40. Cuts to the outside at the 35, 30 in a foot race. Inside the 20-yard line, he goes down to about the 19. Grahovic, good yak yards, the yards after the catch.
Yeah, heck of a player. And again, how about Peter Morrison? He puts the ball right in the money, so Grahovic never breaks stride. And I can't say that enough about the accuracy of Morrison. When you can put the ball right there and give your receiver the opportunity to continue to run right up that seam, just makes for big plays.
They'll mark it at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 now. 3:08 on the clock. It is moving. Anderson Drew split wide to the short side. Tyson Chambers will join him that way. Option run to the right. Pitch comes Curlegrand. Cuts to the 20. Gets away from 1 at the 15 to the 10 to the 5. He scores. Curlegrand would not be denied a 20-yard touchdown run at the 2:54 mark.
Excellent pad level, 5'10", 180, runs like he's 220. That time shakes off the outside linebacker. You can't hit Curlegrand high because he's going to push you off. You have to hit him low, makes the move, and motors into the end zone. And another huge answer for Concordia. And I got to wonder, Joe, either one of these teams going to play some defense tonight?
Defense? Don't need no sneaking defense.
Yeah.
So Concordia on top, and Morrison now trying to go 3 for 3. High snap, and the penalty flag's through. So let's see. Referee Larry Jones going to rule for false start against Concordia. That'll cost them 5 yards.
Larry Jones asked me before the game, this will be a fast-moving game, won't it, Joe? I said, yeah. Will we see some offense tonight, Joe? I said, Larry, I think you're going to see a little bit of offense here tonight. I think you guys are going to like this game tonight.
Not sure we're going to see any defense. Again, there was a little flinch on the left defensive side. Right-footed kick is on the way. He's got the depth, and it's good. So Concordia by a touchdown and an extra point. 21-14 with a timeout. We'll be back to Zollner Stadium. IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLYV.
American families are facing a major problem nowadays. It's called extreme student debt. It's affecting graduating students, even those with jobs, for years and years, trying to pay off their student loans. But there is help available to students in Northeast Indiana from nonprofit Cuesta Education Foundation. Cuesta is ready to provide low-interest or even forgivable loans to qualified Northeast Indiana students. Take a second look. Check Cuesta to see if your student qualifies for a chance at graduating with as little student loan debt possible. Cuesta can make a difference. And it all starts with simply logging on to QuestaFoundation.org. That's QuestaFoundation.org.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
21-14 Concordia here, and don't forget SummitCitySports.com all over the tournament picture. On the regional sites tonight, you can catch video highlights and game replays almost anytime at SummitCitySports.com. Joe, what do you got?
Yeah, I was just checking through some scores. Early on, I don't have anything from New Haven and Northwood or Mishawaka and Snyder. I do have a score with let's see here, Joe. Westfield was ahead of Kokomo 10-7. That's kind of an interest to any Snyder fans. And then Warren Central and Center Grove were tied at 7. But as far as area scores, don't have anything yet, Joe.
We already got 35 combined points in this game.
Nobody else has scored, and we've got 35 points here. So actually, I got one score for you, Joe. Eastbrook 13, South Adams 7, the second quarter. That's two-way football.
Concordia kicks the ball out of bounds. That means West Lafayette will have it 1st and 10 at the Red Devil 35. Well, they've shown the ability to score in a hurry with the up-tempo, and I mean up-tempo offense. I'll have Erb in. He split to the short side to the left. One wide to the right. Motion now by Erb back to the wide side. Meanwhile, here is Hood again, and boy, he just works to the left side across the 40 out to about the 44. That'll be a gain of 9. He's equally tough, just like Curlegrand to bring down.
He's just tough between the tackles, and he's an awesome complement to their pass game.
Again, Kidwell sets him down, throws near side. A ball is in and out of the hands, no good. That was Caleb Green, who has 9 touchdown catches, 10, and he's got the one tonight, but that'll bring up 3rd down and a yard.
And this is where, if I'm Concordia, I roll my backers on my safety up and I sell out and try to stop Hood.
They'll run Hood again, and he's up the middle. He's got the 1st down. They do stand him up right at the 45, lean forward another half a yard, but they'll move the chains 1st and 10 for West Lafayette.
It's going to be important that front 4 gets more involved for Concordia, and I think these safeties are going to have to cheat up a little bit, Joe, to stop the run game.
1st and 10. They'll stay with the ball at the left side hash mark. Kidwell play action fake, rolls to the right, looks, throws to a spot, and he's got a catch. That's Erb, knocked down immediately right at the 1st down stick at the 45-yard line of Concordia.
Nice job by Erb to sit down right in that zone and find that open position. These receivers for West Lafayette are very skilled at getting open and making themselves available for their quarterback.
Give them another yard to the Cadet 44. 1st and 10, this time from the right side hash mark. Kidwell looks on the draw, hands to Hood, still on his feet, works to the right side, and he will have a gain down inside the 43 to about the 42-yard line.
I thought Freeman had him wrapped up that time, but Hood was able to drop his pads and get upfield. So he kind of came back limping a little bit, but those are the plays. When they hit Hood initially, they've got to make that tackle.
They'll run him again up off tackle, and he just pushes the pile down to about the 37. This offensive line, 234 a man. Alex Algie at center. Safe Benjamia and August Schott are the guards. Tavion Woodard and Sebastian Trent are the tackles.
good athletes on their offensive line.
Again, 1st and 10, and here is Kidwell, time of the pocket, looks, now steps up and escapes. He runs for a first down the right side, and he's inside the 25 and angles out of bounds somewhere around the 20-yard line.
And that's what's incredibly frustrating if you're a defensive coach for Concordia. You do everything right on that play, but your defensive end lose contain, and Kidwell's able to break the pocket and make a play. If Kidwell starts running around, look out, it's going to be difficult to stop anything.
Joe Bales checks in as the running back. Here's a throw to the left side. That one is nearly picked off, but it was dropped. Boy, dropping back into coverage that time. The Cadets had a chance for an interception.
Yeah, they did. I thought that was Bordner. And coming in, Bordner and Mallers are both tied with 6 interceptions. So that's the first poor pass and decision that Kidwell has made, Joe. He should have fit that ball in there.
He's been picked off 10 times this year. Concordia, by the way, has a school record, 20 interceptions as a team. Now a long count from the line of scrimmage, still 11 on the play clock. And here is Kidwell does hand the ball off. Not much there this time. A gain only down to about the 18. That was Bales again, who is a 5'10 sophomore, 160.
And all of a sudden we have a huge 3rd down. And I know it's only the first quarter, but if they could get a stop here, maybe that'd get a little bit of confidence for this defense.
They are 1 for 1 on field goals all season long. 3rd down and long. Motion left side on a sweep. And here comes the carry, and that's a play that's tackled at the 20-yard line, maybe to the 19. Not much there. As good open field tackle that time.
That was Mark Mallers that came up and made the tackle. And I thought West Lafayette did Concordia a favor with the play call because Concordia is very good chasing.
4th down and 9. Bale stays in as the running back. Here's Kidwell rolling. Throws back to the left side. Got a wide open grab. And inside the 10, inside the 5, do they reach the pylon for a touchdown? They rule him down at the 2-yard line. And that was a catch by Sage Hood, I think, coming out of the backfield.
That was a great play call. They ran a play action to Hood, faked it to Hood. Concordia chases so hard, strong side to the play side, and they sneak Hood out, Joe, in a big play.
Just seconds remaining, and Hood will get to the end zone. No, he's stopped short. Got inside the 1, and it'll be 2nd down and goal, but they'll wait till the 2nd quarter as Concordia, after 1 quarter here at home, they have a tenuous 21-14 lead over West Lafayette. This is IHSAA football on AM 1450 WLYV.
At Indiana Michigan Power, we're building the future of energy delivery. From renewable energy to grid innovation, we're developing a smarter way to power your life. With the addition of 4 new solar power plants, you can take comfort knowing that more than half of the electricity that we generate is emissions-free. I&M is honored to sponsor local area high school sporting events and proud to be your hometown energy provider.
No network is better equipped than Fios from Frontier to handle all of your devices. Get Fios TV, Internet, and voice from Frontier for $89.99 per month for 12 months with 2-year agreement and qualifying new services, and you'll receive up to a $400 Amazon.com gift card. Call 1-888-FRONTIER. Limited time offer for qualifying services, subject to availability. Amazon.com gift card requires a 2-year agreement and maximum $400 early termination fee on new TV, new Internet, and new voice services. Taxes, fees, and other restrictions apply. Fios Marks owned by Verizon Trademark Services, LLC, and used under license. See offer for details.
You're listening to WLYV Fort Wayne. Good time oldies are always on 1450 WLYV, celebrating 50 years.
Red Devils knocking on the door. They've got it 2nd and goal at the Concordia 1. They trail by a touchdown as we head down to the 2nd quarter.
Couple score updates now, Joe. Carmel 7, Homestead nothing in the 2nd quarter, and then Snyder 7, Mishawaka nothing. So we kind of feel like Snyder should be able to handle Mishawaka. Now, as far as Carmel and Homestead, can Homestead up their game and get Presley to run that football, stay close with Carmel? Carmel's always been so physical.
Red Devils go into an I formation. They give it deep, and Hood is stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a yard. Back around the 2, they pinched in from the left outside.
Yeah, nice job by Bordner in there, Joe, to make that tackle. So good penetration, and when you have a big back like Hood, if you can hit him in the backfield, Joe, before he gets any steam, that's how you defeat that.
West Lafayette just standing around now waiting for the play to be wagged in from the far side. Now they're ready to go to work. And here is to give, and there's Hood up the middle. Got low down in. Did he get in? It looks like he's short again. Maybe got the lost yard back, but it'll be 4th down and less than a yard.
Yeah, here goes a big play here. How big would it be for Concordia to get the stop? So what's West Lafayette do here? Do you run the big back again? I think not. I think you're probably going to see a play action here with Kidwell, Joe. They're going to probably put Kidwell on the edge and give him a run-pass option.
Kidwell's actually walking back towards the sideline to get the play call from Shane Fry, the head coach. Play clock is already down to 10. Now they're just coming up to the line of scrimmage. They may burn a timeout. Let's see. Play clock at 5 or at 4. And here's Kidwell out of the pistol, hands to Sage Hood straight ahead, and did not get in. Or did he? Yeah.
I thought he was stopped. It looked like he spun around. I'm surprised they ran the same play, but they're going to give him a touchdown, Joe.
Crowd acted like they had a stop, but it'll be a 1-yard touchdown run by Sage Hood at the 10:38 mark.
Wow, that was I didn't expect that play on 4th down, but I think it was the second effort by Hood and just the physical nature of his running that got the ball in the end zone.
Now the extra point attempt, Crockover right-footed kick is on the way, looks off to the left, but it is no good. So Concordia survives. They lead it by 1, 21-20 with a timeout here at Zollner Stadium. It has been wild here today with tons of offense. This is IHSAA football on AM 1450 WLYV.
Here's some good policy from your local agent and Auto Owners Insurance. When your insurance policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and a voicemail menu. Auto Owners Insurance operates exclusively through local independent agencies here to help you 24/7. Now that's good policy.
Call Tom Newenschwander at Amstutz Insurance with offices in Fort Wayne and Ossian, 260-622-4169.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Sage Hood has run for 2 touchdowns already tonight, but the extra point missed. They were 41 of 47 coming in. In fact, Crockover was a perfect 8 for 8 against Twin Lakes. Low line drive, short kick, and that one is run up to, and it's a loose ball, but Concordia believes got it back around their 30-yard line. That was a little bit of an adventure, Joe.
Yeah, they were lucky at that ball carry them the way it did, and they were able to carry it. So I tell you what, you better not miss those extra points tonight, man. I tell you what, I think you're going to need every single one of them. So, wow, what a matchup, Joe. It's all kinds of offense, and we're going to find out in this game, you know, who can kind of put it together on defensively to slow these teams down. So we felt like coming in, these were probably 2 of the best in the 3A.
And one of the things that early observation is that Morrison has had time to run his checkdowns. Now he works 1st and 10 at his own 31-yard line from the right side hash mark. 3 wide to the left. Curly Grand, the running back, lined up behind. He wants to throw. Looks, throws right side's got a catch. And in the middle of the field to the 40-yard line. Still on their feet as Concordia will have a 1st down, 1st and 43 now. A late penalty flag comes in.
Yeah, we'll see what that is.
Grahovic on the catch.
Yeah, Grahovic again from the slot position comes across the middle and makes the catch, Joe. So I wonder if we're going to get a face mask possibly here on West Lafayette. But Grahovic, excellent making himself available. And that chemistry between Morrison and Grahovic and Mahlers is so impressive. So, you know, big play for Concordia now out to midfield. So now you have the opportunity to really kind of dive into your offense and see what you want to play as far as play calling.
Red Devils averaging right around 69 yards a game in penalties. That one tacks on extra yardage. 1st and 10 at the Cadet 48. Morrison checking that Red Devil defense now. Out of the pistol, sets up, now walks away. Still 5 on the play clock. Waits for the snap. And option run again. Pitches right side. Curly Grand trying to find some running room and knocked down, but he got into Red Devil territory to about the 47.
It's effective because they leave Mahlers out on the strong side, Joe, and he blocks the corner. And it just seems like on that option play, Curly Grand's 5 yards down the field before he even encounters anybody. So I tell you, Concordia throws the ball so well, but they do a nice job with that option game. Morrison does a nice job operating that.
Curlegrand gains 5, second down and 5. Now they throw three wide to the left side for Morrison, and he'll give to Curlegrand in the middle. He's second level again behind the defense, inside the 25, down to the 20-yard line, maybe the 19. They'll mark him down at the 20, but a good blast run right up the middle by Peterson Curlegrand.
And that's what I like best about Curlegrand. I like the one cut, almost like what the Denver Broncos have always run. I love it when they run those zone blocking schemes and the back makes one cut and shoots downfield, and Curlegrand's vision is so good at that, Joe. So, boy, Concordia looks good on offense tonight.
Curlegrand with a 1-yard touchdown run, ran for 4 last week against Bishop Luers. First and 10 at the 20-yard line now. Concordia by 1. Curlegrand again runs into a wall. Got a couple of yards off to the right side to the 18. Looked like Jonah Williams and Aiden Sanders pinched in there to make the tackles for the Red Devils. A gain of 2.
These offenses are so proficient that a gain of 2 almost looks like a lost play, doesn't it? Wow. I feel like we're doing arena football. Man.
Clock at 8:30, time remaining in this quick-moving first half. Neither team wasting much time here tonight. Already 41 combined points on the board. Concordia looking for more. Their lead is 1. Second down and long now from the right side hash mark. A zone blitz being shown defensive right side by the Red Devils. Here is Morrison, gives to Curlegrand, runs right to that spot, leans forward down to about the 17 perhaps.
And that's what I expect to see. I expect to see, either one of these teams begin to shoot safeties or shoot linebackers and sell out to stop the run. This is the kind of game where basically on a defensive team, you got to pick your poison. You're going to have to sell out and stop something. And that time, West Lafayette is basically taking the position that, hey, we're going to have to stop this run. So now we'll see what Concordia dials up here on third down with the trip package show. I'm probably going to see the ball in the air here.
Yeah, they spot that ball back at the 18. Let's call it third down and a long 7. 3 wide again to the left side. Morrison now changing the play call at the line of scrimmage. Play clock is at 5. And Morrison with 3, with 2, and gets the play off. Short drop, throws to the right. Low ball. Let's see if they rule that a catch. They do, and it's close to the first down stick.
Well, they're lucky that time because that wasn't a good pass by Morrison. He goes to the backside, Joe, and they run the out. Not a very good thrown ball, and we haven't said that at all this year with Morrison. But what a catch. I think it was Grahovic again that makes the catch, Joe.
It was.
That was a huge conversion for Concordia.
Grahovic stays in. He's wide to the short side to the right. 3 wide to the left, the wide side of the field. Curlegrand, the running back, first and goal from the 10. Approaching 7 minutes, time remaining in the first half. Morrison looks to his left. Still with a long count from the line of scrimmage. Blitz showing defensive right side. Curlegrand runs that way to the left, but apparently whistles blew. Larry Jones, our referee, has got a whistle, and we'll check the call on the field.
Looked like it was maybe a false start on Concordia that time, Joe. Maybe the offensive line lined up off sides, but
yeah, you don't see often the offsides call going against the offense, but that was the case. It'll cost them 5 yards. It'll be first and goal now from back at the 15-yard line. Again from the right side hash mark. Same formation. Grahovic in wide to the short side. He's got double coverage out there. And 2 safeties back waiting at the 5-yard line for West Lafayette. Morrison, blitz is coming. Looks, throws back to the right. He's got Grahovic. Gets by 1. And will he score? Gets into the end zone. Touchdown. 15-yard quick hitting play. It was Morrison hitting Grahovic, and again the ability to spin away for a touchdown at the 6:30 mark.
Grahovic is so tough to bring down, but Morrison delivers the ball on time. By the time it gets to Grahovic, the cushion's too big. You can't close down on the cushion. Grahovic makes a nice cut, and another touchdown for Concordia.
What would they tell us, Joe, about Mellors? He was so sick last week, Wednesday, they weren't even sure he was going to play.
Yeah.
He played 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Now the extra point attempt, and that's good. And that will make it a 28-20 Concordia lead with a timeout at Zoller Stadium. This is IHSAA football on AM 1450 WLYV.
Bumper Insulation is celebrating 60 years, so they've seen a few things.
the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
That's one small step for man.
And a few more. His or her freedom, or the precious gift that is America.
I took the initiative in creating the internet.
So here's Charlie to tell you more.
This is Charlie Momper, Momper Insulation, celebrating 60 years of meeting homeowners and contractors' demands for professional installation. Here's to 60 more, and thank you from Momper Installation.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
With Joe Auburn, I'm Joe Parson. I don't know if we're looking at a record tonight as far as total points on the board, but already 48 combined with 6:30 remaining in the first half.
And dare I say it, this is the best Concordia's offense has looked, Joe. It's been awesome all season long, but tonight it better be good tonight.
Yeah, they need it. So they're lining up short at about the 15. Blankman back there, a fumbled earlier in the ball game, set up a touchdown. Short kick near side, that'll be caught, and a fair catch at the 26.
Fair catch called.
So it will be 1st and 10.
Robinson.
They're scored a pass along, Joe, in the second quarter. Northwood 16, New Haven 13. So two teams that are both undefeated, and we thought that'd be a really tough trip for New Haven. So good to see New Haven competitive.
Snyder 14, Mishawaka 0.
14-0 Snyder now over the Cavemen of Mishawaka.
Boy, Snyder looked good last week, didn't they?
They did against Goshen.
That third quarter was impressive.
Hippenhammer with a kickoff return touchdown, and that was a backbreaker. Here's a screen. No, they're due a fake it and a run. Not much there. Gain only to about the 27-yard line. Kidwell tried to fake the screen pass, instead handed it off to Sage Hood. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Hood flanked to the left side. Kidwell wants to throw. Now does throw the screen and working to the outside. But he's wrapped up and dropped right at the down marker. No gain.
Yeah, nice job. Looked like Curligran came out and made that tackle, Joe. So good tackling. That's how you slow down an offense that throws a lot of short passes. So now all of a sudden another huge 3rd down, an opportunity for Concordia to get their defense off the field.
West Lafayette on 3rd downs. They are 53% for the year coming into tonight's ball game. Trying to reach their own 37 on this snap. Big play for both teams right now. Concordia by 8. Here's Kidwell, empty backfield, looks near side, throws the ball, nearly picked off. That's deflected in the air. Boy, that was well covered. Bordner was there. And let's see who got a hand. Was that Chambers that got a hand on the ball and might have taken the interception away from him?
He did, and I thought Keontre Hughes was coming too, and I thought that was probably the worst ball that Kidwell has thrown tonight. So finally a stop for Concordia. Now how nice would it be for Concordia to get the ball, eat up the half, and then Concordia is going to get the ball starting the second half, Joe.
Kidwell does the punting as well, waits at his own 16-yard line, 2 back and punt return for the Cadets. Low snap, he got it. Steps up to it, nice high hanging kick. That one, fair catch is called and made at the 40. So good field position for the Cadets with 5:21 remaining in the half. Concordia up by 8 here at home against the state's runner-up champion from a year ago, West Lafayette. 20-20 our score.
And this is where I really fall back on my run game. If I'm Concordia now, I want to give you a big dose of Curligran, because you know what, Joe? If they could run the football and move the ball down the field, they get the ball starting the second half, so that could be a big advantage.
5:21 remains until intermission. Let's see if the Cadets can manage the clock. They'll have it 3 wide, set to the left side, the wide side of the field again. Here is a screen coming. Ball is caught. Anderson Drew gets by 1, spins off a tackle, got to the 43-yard line. Maybe they'll mark him down at the 44. That'll be a gain of 3.
Yeah, he stepped up, with the injury to Keaton Collinger. Drew has really stepped up, Joe. He came in on the night, 20 catches, 358 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So he's really stepped up and been a nice target for Morrison. And I like that play call because it's almost like a run.
This time the trips package goes to the right. That becomes the wide side of the field on 2nd down and about 6, in fact. A long 6. As Morrison, long count from the line of scrimmage, 10 on the play clock. Blitz is coming, option run, keeps it himself, cuts it up, and gets to midfield, and he's got a first down into West Lafayette territory to the 48 of the Red Devils.
That's a heck of a read. I thought he was going to pitch it, but he made the right choice to get upfield. And he's not a big runner, Joe, but he's another kid that's tough to tackle.
They mark him down at the 49. It is good for a first down. Clock runs inside 4.5 minutes. Mallers between receivers, part of that trips package to the right side. Morrison's got one wide to the short side to the left. Here's Morrison again. Blitz being shown out of the middle. Option run. Here's Morrison. Throws over the middle, and he's got a catch inside the 20-yard line, and it'll be a touchdown. Quick hitting play, and they're on the board again. 49 yards on the touchdown toss.
Looked like Mallers again, Joe. Morrison, they run the old Oklahoma option, and Morrison takes 2 steps back and throws a strike on a seam route to Mallers. That's a great play call. And when you can draw that one up, if you're West Lafayette, you have no choice to defend that. You're being beaten with the option. All of a sudden, they turn the option into a pass. And another touchdown for Mallers. And wow, is Concordia hitting on all cylinders this offense.
Came in, as you mentioned, with 21 touchdowns this year, 22 now. Right-footed kick is drifting off to the right a little bit. It's no good. So the first miss of the night by Morrison, but still, it's a 2-touchdown lead for the Cadets here at home, 34-20, and we'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WOIV.
No, not yet. Just a little more sleep.
Come on, honey. Rise and shine. Up and at 'em. Let's get cracking.
Give me one good reason to get out of bed this morning.
Well, I'll give you 2. Egg McMuffin and sausage McMuffin with egg.
Now you're talking. Race you to the shower. Let McDonald's do the cracking for you with the McPick 2 for $4 special. Get 2 Egg McMuffin or 2 sausage McMuffin with egg sandwiches. Or one of each for just $4. Each served all day long. Limited time only at participating McDonald's. Price of single items listed on menu board.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parsons on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
34-20 ball game, and Joe, we used to say in arena football, you scored too early. Still a lot of time on that clock, 4:05. That's an eternity for West Lafayette.
How about first one to 60 wins? What do you say, my friend?
That could be before halftime or shortly after the start of the third quarter. 34-20 already. Here comes the kick now. They've been kicking it short. They'll kick short again right side, and they'll have a fair catch at the 26, 27-yard line. So West Lafayette trots out the offense with Mikey Kidwell once again at quarterback.
And you have to wonder now if they feel the pressure. Obviously, when you're scoring back and forth, it's a little bit scary to get down 2 touchdowns when you haven't stopped the other team. So now you have to wonder if Kidwell in this offense for West Lafayette is going to press a little bit, Joe.
Remember, in 2013, Tim Manigal said in that ball game they lost by 3, but Concordia had the lead by 2 scores with 6 minutes remaining and lost.
Oh. Those are the heartbreak ones you just don't forget.
Hood with the carry for about 2 yards. Clock inside of 4 minutes now. Shotgun formation once again. Hood offset to the right side. Kidwell wants to throw. He's got to catch. Big hit. And now a penalty flag is thrown. Let's see what that's going to be about.
I think that's going to be, it looked like an illegal man, it looked like a illegal man downfield. I saw an offensive lineman for West Lafayette halfway down the field. The hit looked clean. That was a big-time hit, a nice play for Concordia's defense. But
you got it, Joe.
Yeah.
Legal downfield.
It was. That offensive guard fired off, and, I mean, he was 7 yards down the field, Joe.
That was Ben Jamia, the 265-pound sophomore. You know, you're 6'3", 265, you're going to be noticed.
Yeah, you're going to be noticed, especially when you fire off like that. So obviously, he didn't have the right play call. He thought it was a running play, but that's a big turnover. But how about the hit out, a big penalty. How about the hit out there for Concordia?
Now they moved the ball. I think they declined the penalty, took the play. It was ruled not a catch.
Yeah, stand corrected. So now a big third down.
Third down in about 8. Kidwell out of the gun and looks to throw. Being pursued, rolls to his left, throws downfield, looking for a man, and too far. He overthrew Herb, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 4th down.
And that was a much better effort with the defensive line for Concordia. They made Kidwell shuffle his feet, Joe. He had the slide step, and he wasn't ready to throw that football because that play hadn't developed yet. So that's a good sign for Concordia to get some pressure on Kidwell, Joe. And, hey, maybe an opportunity now for Concordia to get some more points.
It'll be 4th down. Play clock is running. We're down about 13 coming up to the line of scrimmage. Kidwell will be the punter. Waits at the 16, at the 17. Backs up a step now. Grahovic, one of the two back in punt return. Here's the snap. Kidwell taking a look. Now kicks the ball away. Driving kick, fair catch is called, and that is made at the 31-yard line of Concordia. Cadets with 3:31 remaining in the half, up 2 touchdowns, and the ball back.
And we got joined tonight with Morgan Williams from EPS Sports, and I told Morgan some of these kids out here, like these kids with all this size, these are the kind of kids that Morgan loves to train. So I tell you what, there's some good athletes out there. So I told Morgan, you got to come more often, man. You show up, and all of a sudden an offensive fireworks break out, Joe.
Yeah, we have had a shootout here tonight so far.
Exciting, though. Regional football, can you believe it, Joe? I mean,
54 combined points.
It's awesome.
Now Concordia, can they work the clock and get on the board yet again, leading it by 2 scores? Morrison 3 wide to his left, looks and read option, hands it off. Curligran still running and up to the 40-45, inside the 40-yard line, down the left sidelines he runs all the way down to the 25-yard line. Peterson, Curligran, they cannot bring him down.
And that's what we saw last year, Joe. He was banged up earlier this year, and we kind of wondered when we were going to see that physicality, and boy, is it here. And when you can throw the ball the way Concordia does, and then come back and have a back who can make one cut and run downhill with that pad level, oh, that's so effective. And West Lafayette is totally on their heels, Joe. They haven't stopped Concordia at all tonight.
Anderson drew in wide to the short side to the left. Mallers between wideouts to the right side, part of that trips package. Empty backfield now. Now a motion, Curligran behind the line of scrimmage, left to right. And here's a quick screen. They've got the ball and a double pass downfield. They've got a man wide open. The catch is made. Is that a legal play? Was he, I thought they ruled it a touchdown. 35 yards on the double pass, and we're seeing it all tonight.
We are seeing it all. It looked funny because Morrison got the snap, Joe, and hopped to the line of scrimmage, and obviously he did that so the wide receiver could throw it back. It looked like Mahler's throwing it to Grahovic, but, I mean, we are seeing it all. Concordia is hitting West Lafayette with everything.
35 yards on the scoring play.
Wow.
And just like that, Concordia with 40 first-half points. And we still have just under 3 minutes time remaining. High snap, right-footed kick, long enough by Morrison, and good. Make it 41-20, Cadets.
Wow.
We'll step out. IHSAA football right here on AM 1450 WLYV.
Just like your car, sometimes your laptop needs a tune-up. Or worse, a virus hit you, completely shutting down its functioning. But who do you turn to for quick help? The answer might surprise you. Alpha PC Mac Computer. We're the other guys, and we're better. With realistic turnaround times for service, more reasonable rates, friendlier service that works with you and solving problems. Don't settle for the other guys. Try Alpha PC Mac Computer, located just 2 blocks north of Glenbrook Mall. Call 444-3557 and ask for Dave.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
So it is Concordia in a 3-touchdown lead now, 41-20 with 2:50 remaining, and the Cadets will kick it away from right to left. And this is like throwback football. Double pass by Concordia. And it was Grahovic to Mallers for that score. Now here comes the kick again short kick, right side that hits and bounds. Scramble, loose ball. Concordia fighting for it at the 29. And let's see, they'll unpile, and it will be West Lafayette ball. Again, they were a little bit nonchalant to that loose bounding football, but the Red Devils do have it, and 2:46 on the clock. So Morrison with the initial pass to Grahovic, and then down to Mark Mallers. Mallers with his second touchdown of the night. Good for 35 yards. It's a lead of 21 points now. But Kidwell with a West Lafayette explosive offense. 2 wide, spread offense once again. And a keeper run this time by Kidwell. And he's into the second level, slides down across the 40, got to about the 41, maybe the 42-yard line. 2:39 remaining. I do not believe we've had a timeout called so far tonight. And quickly, the Red Devils up to the line of scrimmage and ready to run a play once again with a first down. And they'll set, and here's Sage Hood. Hood's trying to slide to his left and will not get there. He loses a yard back around the 41. That'll be a loss of about a yard and a half. Good containment to the defensive right side by Concordia. Kidwell again now. Out of the gun, wants to throw, drops to throw, throws right side. And there's a ball caught in the middle of the field. I believe that was Caleb Green at the Concordia 41-yard line. They'll check it. Is going to be Luke Staten, who goes 6'3". He's a 190-pound junior, but the Red Devils on the move now with 2:03 on the clock already at the Concordia 41-yard line. Cadets trying to get more pressure on Kidwell. He looks, screens the ball near side. Green has got it, lowers the shoulder. Escaped one would-be tackler, gains 5 yards, down to about the 36-yard line. Quick heading play off to the right side for the Red Devils. And officially gain of 4, second down and 6. 3 wide to the left. That's a diamond alignment out there, triangle alignment. Kidwell now with Hood to his left. They'll give to Hood. Works off tackle and brought down immediately. That was Liam Fletcher on the tackle defensively for Concordia. 3rd down and 5 call coming up for West Lafayette. Joe Auburn making his way down on the field. He'll be checking in with head coach Tim Manigal here at the break. 41-20 Concordia, but West Lafayette with 3rd down and 5 coming up. Again, shotgun formation. Kidwell wants to throw. Looks to the left side. It's got a wide open. Nearly was a picked off. It was! Concordia's got the interception. And they will have the ball back 1st and 10 at the Concordia, about the 28-yard line. We'll see if we can get the number on that interception by Concordia. Cadets came in, as we mentioned, with a school record 20 interceptions. They've got one there, and Mallers was tied with 6 interceptions. And we'll check it out, but it'll be 1st and 10 now at the, they'll call it the 29-yard line of Concordia. It was Curligrand on the pick. So 1st and 10, Mallers in motion. Here's the read option, off tackle run. Curligrand into the middle. He runs for a 1st down across the 35 out to the 40-yard line.
Takes it for a 1st down to the 40-yard line.
So now with under a minute time remaining, 53 seconds, Concordia trying to maneuver for yet another score. They already have 41 first half points. They've got all 3 timeouts remaining. We're down to 46 seconds. Spread offense 2 wide either side of the field. Curligrand stays in as the running back, lined up behind Morrison. Morrison drops the throw, short drop, looks left side. He's got a catch at midfield, and that's Anderson Drew as he spins his way out of bounds for another 1st down into West Lafayette territory at about the 48-yard line. Clock stops with 32.8 seconds remaining. They'll mark it back at the 49. Knows the football just inside the Red Devil 49-yard line. Just over 30 seconds remaining. Morrison checking with Tim Manigal how they want to execute this offense right now. And now they come out of the huddle. Mallers and Grahovic split wide to the right. Chambers will be up in the slot to the right side as well. Anderson Drew to the short side to the left. Morrison directing traffic now with a left-hand option run. Now he wants to throw and is being pursued, and they've got him. And he's spun down for a loss back around the 37-yard line.
Tackled in the backfield by number 6, Stallings.
Stallings that time credited with the sack, Mikhail Stallings.
2nd and long.
First time they've really been able to get to Morrison tonight. Clock is running. We're down to 10 seconds, and I believe that Concordia will be content to go to the halftime dressing room in the 41-20 lead as we will get ready for Joe Auburn down on the field.
Concordia 41, West Lafayette 20.
And let's go down and check in as soon as Joe can locate the coach.
Wow, Coach, what a half of offensive football.
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were pretty good on offense, and they run that no-huddle, fast-paced offense, and that's tough to. I told them earlier before the game that's tough to replicate, and as you can see, we had some difficulties replicating that. No, we played well on offense too, so I mean. We're pleased, but we gotta adjust some things, I think, here at halftime.
Yeah, you mentioned defensively. Second quarter, it seemed like your defensive line got more pressure on Kedwell, and you guys made some plays and were able to kind of slow them down. So is that going to be the key with the adjustments at halftime, just try to slow them down, Coach?
Well, yeah, I think what's happening is we are getting a little bit more used to it. Again, throughout the course of the week, you're using your own kids, and it's tough to replicate that. So we're getting a little more used to it, but I mean, they're very dangerous. They'll keep the ball for 2 minutes and score. So we got to keep putting points on the board and see what happens here in the second half.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach. So there you have it, Joe. Coach is very pleased with the offense, but you can see he's very concerned with his defense and know that he's going to need some stops in the second half.
No question about it. 41-20, though, at halftime. Concordia on top of the Red Devils of West Lafayette. We're at halftime. We will take a 3-minute timeout. Don't forget, stick around. Join us. We've got a very nice interview coming up with Brian Bossier, who's the manager of Parkview Athletic Rehabilitation, coming up the other side of the timeout. 41-20 Cadets at the half. This is IHSAA football on AM 1450 WLYV. Joining us here tonight is Brian Bossier, who's manager of Parkview Athletic Rehabilitation. And Brian, the ultimate question is, when it comes to athletic rehab, there is a difference. What makes Parkview Athletic Rehabilitation different and the best choice?
There's a few things that I think separate and make Parkview Athletic Rehab the choice for athletes. I think one is the atmosphere. You're rehabbing in an environment with other athletes that's also surrounded by AWP, which is athletes out there competing and working to improve their performance. So it gets you in the right mindset to come in and put in the work it takes to recover from an injury. Second is the specialty. We live in a world where specialty is growing, and specialized care is something that I think should be sought out. And we have therapists and trainers that are specifically trained to rehab athletes. And myself, that's all I've been doing for the last 6-7 years is rehabbing athletes. So it creates a level of expertise that we like to be able to use when treating our clients to encourage them that we know what this process looks like and how to get them back to top form after their injury.
It seems like in recent years especially, and then really going back, we saw a growing incidence of things like ACL tears, the need for knee reconstruction, and for tennis players, baseball players, maybe rotator cuff injuries, the need in certain cases for Tommy John surgery. One time those were career enders, but now with the science being evolved, now it looks like athletes can come back not only healed, but in cases stronger, sometimes faster. You mentioned specialties being offered by Parkview Athletic Rehabilitation. What do you take most pride in being offered by PAR?
Again, I'm going to come back to just the environment the athlete can rehab in, and the expertise of knowing how to not only get them back, but get them back, like you said, better than they were before. If not, just correcting all their imbalances and making sure that they don't get re-injured, because we've seen kind of that whole process, and we can carry them through from that point of injury all the way out to performance training and getting back the performance that they once had.
I'm going to throw something in here. How about the psyche of the injured athlete? Trying to bounce back, especially from an ACL tear. We often see football players in particular getting ready for that first hit after they've gone through that long process. And how much is that the education to have confidence that, hey, you are better, you're stronger?
That's a unique aspect of the injury that we can do here that can't be done at a lot of places. Is I have a full field turf facility with 60-yard sprint track, so we can run and we can cut on turf. We can work on contact, some mild contact drills to get them their confidence back, so that they know, what, I'm going out on the field and doing everything I've been doing in rehab. This isn't a big deal at all, and that's really what we strive for, is to get our recovery takes you to a certain point that's further than most places, is we can get you all the way back to sprinting, cutting, jumping, and all the drills that you would even do on a football field, basketball court, because we have that right here at our disposal.
How about getting hit by a 300-pound lineman?
You know, that one I've covered many, many times. I can't really simulate that. We do have a couple big boys in here that I've offered if you guys want to go at it, but we've never done that in therapy yet.
You know, athletic rehabilitation, not simply confined anymore or limited to Parkview Athletic Rehabilitation or Lima Road. We've learned that you're branching out now, Brian. How so and where?
Well, we're in expansion mode. Parkview Sports Medicine has grown a lot in the last 3 years, and the desire and need for athletic rehab has grown as well. So we have the Summit location opening on the south side of town, hopefully within the next couple weeks in December. And then we have Empower that'll be opening north on Lima Road in February, mid-February most likely. So just expanding to have a facility south, a facility right centered here at the Parkview Sport One Fieldhouse, and a facility on the north side. So just trying to be able to reach everybody as easily as possible.
Growing bigger and better. You know, athletes are used to regimen. They get ready for training for a season, they prepare for an event or a particular game. So when an injury does occur, I think there's also an expectation of some sort of plan for recovery. Parkview Athletic Rehabilitation, we understand, offers a very unique model benefiting athletes. Can you elaborate a little bit? Tell us more about that.
Well, it's a team, and I think that's the best part of Parkview Sports Medicine is the team. I have a great team of surgeons that I work with, and when an athlete gets injured, undergoes surgery, I get to communicate with those surgeons on a regular basis about anything and everything, so we know what the process looks like as the rehab team. I have a great group of athletic trainers in the schools that are working with the kids when they're not here, that are managing those injuries at the school. And the best part is we have a performance piece as well, and that performance piece gets them back to the level that they were before. So AWP's model is sign up for the process, and that's what we say at Parkview Athletic Rehab. Once you get injured, sign up for the process of recovery. We know that process well. We got a great team that's going to take you through that process, and that's what really differentiates us.
Brian Bossier joining us here tonight, and for those listening that maybe, want to find out a little bit more, a range of services, or maybe to even schedule an evaluation appointment, what's the best way to reach PAR?
The best way to reach PAR is calling 266-4006 or just checking out our website at parkviewsportsmedicine.com.
Well, no athlete looks forward to an injury that sidelines them from pursuing what they love best, but it is nice to know that there is professional athletic rehabilitation resource is available. Joining us tonight, Brian Bossier, as we mentioned, manager of Parkview Athletic Rehabilitation, and as the slogan goes, redefining athletic recovery, Parkview. Now let's get back to more tournament football on AM 1450, The Patriot.
At Indiana Michigan Power, we're building the future of energy delivery. From renewable energy to grid innovation, we're developing a smarter way to power your life. With the addition of 4 new solar power plants, you can take comfort knowing that more than half of the electricity that we generate is emissions-free. I&M is honored to sponsor local area high school sporting events and proud to be your hometown energy provider.
American families are facing a major problem nowadays. It's called extreme student debt. It's affecting graduating students, even those with jobs, for years and years trying to pay off their student loans. But there is help available to students in Northeast Indiana from nonprofit Cuesta Education Foundation. Cuesta is ready to provide low interest or even forgivable loans to qualified Northeast Indiana students. Take a second look. Check Cuesta to see if your student qualifies for a chance at graduating with as little student loan debt possible. Cuesta can make a difference. And it all starts with simply logging on to QuestaFoundation.org. That's QuestaFoundation.org. Where do savvy sports fans in the Summit City go when they need to know more than just the score? It's an easy choice. No other media outlet covers the local sports scene like the Journal-Gazette. You get 7-day sideline coverage from the area's most experienced and knowledgeable sports staff. It's a commitment to Fort Wayne that the Journal-Gazette takes very seriously. When you need to know the story behind the story, nobody delivers the goods each morning like the Journal-Gazette. And even when you're on the go, you can still catch up on the latest sports news online at www.journalgazette.net or from your mobile device at www.jgmobile.net. Start your sports day right, every day, 7 days a week with the Journal-Gazette. Miss a great high school game recently? Or simply want to revisit that game-changing electric play that turned everything all around? Well, now there's a great new opportunity to do just that. Catch all the exciting action of our live radio broadcast simply by visiting SummitCitySports.com after our game broadcast. Plus many other high school sports highlights to choose from as well. It's all new and available now at SummitCitySports.com. And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Well, if you like offense, this is the game for you here tonight as far as this regional championship in Class 3A. 41-20 Concordia here at halftime. As we'll recap the scoring, it was a 21-14 ball game at the end of the first quarter, but it was West Lafayette that got on the board quickly as Concordia won the toss, deferred, and the Red Devils made them pay on a Kidwell throw to Caleb Green. It was an influence run to the right side, and Kidwell would throw back to the left. Caleb Green, 25 yards on the touchdown at the 10-16 mark, 7-0. After Crockover added the extra point, 7-0 West Lafayette. But Morrison would find Kamari Anderson-Drew good for 31 yards and a tying touchdown at the 8:05 mark, 7-7 with Morrison adding the extra point. Then the kickoff, it was recovered at the West Lafayette 23 by Concordia. That would set up a 1-yard touchdown run by Peterson Curlegrand and advantage Concordia with 4:42 remaining in the quarter, 14-7. But Hood would tie it again on a 3-yard touchdown run at the 3:41 mark. Crockover added the extra point. We were tied at 14 all, but Curlegrand would again get in on an option run, took the pitch, rambled 20 yards with 2:54 remaining in the quarter, 21-14. Morrison would add the extra point to give a 7-point lead to the Cadets. Sage Hood on 4th and 1 would get into the end zone at the 10:38 mark of the second quarter. Extra point was missed. Concordia still led 21-20. Then Morrison would capitalize. He would find Grahovic good for 15 yards and a touchdown at the 6:30 mark. Morrison with the extra point, 28-20 in favor of the Cadets. Morrison again to Mallers after they stopped him. 49 yards on the touchdown play at the 4:05 mark. 34-20. Extra point was missed, though. And then a double pass. Very nifty. A lot of creativity. 2:50 remained. Morrison to Grahovic, who found Mallers all alone downfield. 35 yards on the double pass. 41-20. Morrison added the extra point. Curlegrand had an interception, Joe, but they couldn't do anything with it. They'll go into the end zone or to the start of the second half in this 41-20 lead.
Unbelievable, Joe. And I tell you, as far as offensive football, Peter Morrison, Joe, 13 of 13, 193 yards and 3 touchdowns. Curlegrand's ran for 120 yards. Concordia had 330 yards of offense in the first half, Joe. I mean, you're talking, we are right back to your arena football days. Unbelievable.
Loving it.
How about the efficiency of Morrison and the hard running of Curlegrand?
Yeah, you know, we're so concerned about, we knew that West Lafayette, Tim Manigault told us that they play up-tempo. We can't really duplicate that in practice. But how about, as you talk about, Concordia? They just have been, and they've needed to be efficient to handle this West Lafayette offense.
Yeah, and I thought that their poise early on as West Lafayette got ahead and they answered. I thought the way Concordia's offense has played with the poise, Joe, and kept the pressure on West Lafayette. And I thought in the second quarter, West Lafayette kind of blinked a little bit and buckled a little bit from just the onslaught of Concordia scoring.
One pivotal turnover was that kickoff recovery by Concordia at the West Lafayette 23 in what was a 7-7 tie. That really was the impetus for Concordia to take to the lead, and then they've expanded on now to lead by 3 scores. There's still no comparison. Verizon Wireless inside the Glenbrook Mall is still number 1 when it comes to pricing and service. Stop in at Verizon Wireless inside the Glenbrook Mall. Discover the new plans and promos such as carryover data and no overages. There's only one Verizon Wireless to shop with, and that's Verizon Wireless inside the Glenbrook Mall. Why? Because better matters.
Yeah, we've got some scores now. In 6A, Joe, Carmel 14, Homestead nothing at the half. So we wondered if Homestead could be physical enough with Jordan Presley and be able to run the ball on Carmel, and so far, tough sledding for Homestead. Carmel looks pretty good. In 5A, Joe, Snyder 21, Mishawaka nothing. So we really saw the best of Snyder in the second half last week, and Snyder continues to roll, and it's going to probably be Westfield next week because Westfield was rolling. Last score we had on that was Westfield was 24-7 over Kokomo. So Snyder and Westfield are supposed to be the best teams in 5A, and that would be a heck of a semi-state matchup next week. In 4A, a good one up at Northwood. Northwood 22, New Haven 20 at halftime. So come on, Bulldogs. You know, a lot of people didn't think New Haven could be real competitive in that game, but New Haven continues to surprise every single week this year, don't they, Joe?
Bulldogs hanging in there, and that's a tough place to win up at Northwood.
Yeah, it definitely is. And then as far as 3A, the winner of this game gets the winner of Mishawaka, Marion, and Garrett. And Garrett's kind of a team that's been under the radar this year in the area. But right now, 14-7, Garrett's down on the road. But another good football game in 3A, Joe. And then finally, rounding out 2A, it was Eastbrook 13, South Adams 7. And then in single A, it was Adams Central 9, Southwood 7. So good matchups in the lower classes. But really, we kind of thought Carmel and 6A would be tough for Homestead to handle. We thought Snyder would roll. We thought this game would be a shootout, maybe a little more in the favor of Concordia than what we thought. And that New Haven-Northwood game, we'll be interested to see if New Haven could pull through on that.
Concordia won the toss, deferred. They'll get the ball to start the second half. You know, if you're Shane Fry, do you consider at all possibly going onside, down 3 scores?
I tell you, it's tempting because, you know, you would love to have the football and cut the lead to 2 scores. And maybe you do gamble because we've seen some crazy stuff on special teams. But I'm telling you, if you're a fan of West Lafayette or if you're Shane Fry, the worst thing that can happen is Concordia goes 7-8 plays down the field and scores, and all of a sudden you're down 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, you're a ways off right now with 3 touchdowns. So I think I'd roll the dice, Joe.
He took a long time out there with his kickoff team, so we'll see if they've got anything, you know, a little trickery in mind, and let's see how Concordia, if they play aware that the possibility, and well, I think we just answered the question. They've got 9 men up within about 10 yards of the line of scrimmage.
And that makes sense because the way you're eating up yardage with your offense, you know, you don't mind putting those guys up front. So I think that Coach Menegill, you know, he's always prepared, and I think he's definitely prepared for this, Joe.
Clock over the kickoff, and the kicker, as they will approach, and we will take a look. They do go onside, and it is a free ball, and I think, did Concordia get it? I believe they did. Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a little dicey.
Yeah, and you had to wonder if West Lafayette had a hand on that ball before Concordia. So I'm not sure if Concordia wouldn't have covered if that wouldn't have drawn a flag, Joe. So
not sure it went 10 yards?
Yeah, and boy, I tell you what, that's a big gamble because, man, with your defense, they haven't stopped Concordia once, Joe. Now you put your defense on the short field against this offense. I know you have to gamble, but boy, when you lose that gamble, it really costs you a lot of chips.
Concordia will take the first snap from the 48-yard line of West Lafayette. Again, leading it by 3 scores, 41-20. They'll work from the right side hash mark. You know, both teams talk about making adjustments. We'll see what the defensive adjustments by the Red Devils may be. They've got only 1 safety back. Now blitz coming. They run that way. The pitch comes to Curlegrand, looking and runs over a player again. He'll have 6, maybe 7 yards. Bumped out of bounds on the far side.
Morrison does a nice job with that option. You know how I feel about the option to the short side. But I tell you, Concordia executes that time. And, boy, as well as Morrison has thrown the ball tonight, Joe, he's just been a magician running that option game.
Curlegrand, you said, with 120 yards rushing in the first half. Picks up 6, second down and 4. Again, they'll stay. They'll work from the right side hash mark. Second down. 2 wide to the left, 2 wide to the short side as well. Morrison taking a look now. Play clock inside of 10 at 8. They'll give to Curlegrand again. In second effort, push to the pile forward, close to a first down, and he's got it, I believe, down to about the 37.
Yeah, and how about the push up front with that offensive line, too? We've talked so much about Concordia's weapons, but that offensive line's really doing a nice job. I thought the offensive line could struggle with West Lafayette's defensive line, Joe, but really, so far, they've handled them.
This Concordia offensive line averaging 241 a man, tackle to tackle, 1st and 10, now at the 37-yard line. Boy, a Concordia touchdown right here would just be huge to push them up by 4 scores. this prolific West Lafayette offense. Morrison, short drop, wants to throw, looks right, throws, he's got a catch and a drop. Grahovic had it in his hands, a little bit high, but I think he tried to run a little bit, Joe, before he had it tucked away.
I think that's the first ball all season long that Grahovic's dropped. Yeah, he was thinking about his moves because he knew he was going to snatch that ball down. He was going to put the move on the safety and head to the house, but he lost the football that time.
Are you surprised they're really not coming up and challenging those receivers? They're just playing back in coverage.
I'm very surprised on this drive because I thought West Lafayette's adjustment at halftime would be to come up and play press coverage in the receivers and try to get some pressure on Morrison.
Everybody up within now about 8-9 yards of the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 10. Zone blitz coming defensive right side. Morrison pitches the ball. Curligran and tripped up. Curligran keeps his balance and rumbles for a first down the right sidelines.
And that time, the offensive tackle on Concordia's strong side, the right tackle, just collapses West Lafayette's defensive end, and another big play on the option game. So West Lafayette just seems very confused. And I think you have to get an extra guy at the line of scrimmage to take away the option game and to put pressure on the passer. So, wow, Concordia is rolling, though, Joe.
Red Devils had a shot at Curligran. They hit him around the ankles, but he was able to stumble and keep his balance enough to get the first down at the 25-yard line. Same formation, two wide either side. Morrison looking, and the rush is coming, throws to the right side. He's got a man out there. Ball is caught inside the 10. And it will be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Great pass. It was good coverage by the West Lafayette defender, but Morrison throws it to the outside shoulder, and that's the only place where Mallards could make that catch, Joe. Oh, it was Grahovic that made that catch. Excuse me. What a catch that'll go up and get the football, Joe.
1st and goal at the 2. 41-20, but Concordia knocking on the door yet again.
And how big would this touchdown be?
Well, Curligran, he's had a couple of touchdowns already tonight. And will he get a chance for another now? He's the one back underneath center. And no, it's Morrison, calls his own number. I don't think he got in, though, as he'll get maybe a yard down inside the 1. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
And if you're West Lafayette, man, you need to stop here.
No question about it.
Some good push up front. Looked like it was the defensive tackle that time for West Lafayette, Joe, that makes that play.
Morrison always comes over between plays to chat with Tim Manigal. We've played almost 2 minutes of this third quarter, and it'll be 2nd down and goal now from inside the 1. Again, Morrison under center, Curligran the running back. Long count from the line of scrimmage, gives to Curligran, curls up the middle, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown for Concordia at the 9:48 mark.
Impressive. And Curligran makes the one cut and steams into the end zone. And what a drive to start the second half for Concordia. So you wonder if West Lafayette can make any adjustments at halftime, Joe, and we don't see any. And Concordia stays just as hot coming out of the locker room as they were when they went into it.
Remember, they tried to go onside, so it's a 48-yard drive for the Cadets, and they've got a 47-20 lead pending the extra point kick coming. And here comes the rush, but the kick is elevating on the way and good. So Morrison knocks one through the uprights. 48-20, a 28-point lead now for Concordia. Timeout down below. Time in for this as IHSAA football on AM 1450 WLYV.
Did you know the IRS tax code now consists of nearly 80,000 pages of rules and regulations? It's enough to make you cry. But now there's real affordable help right here in Fort Wayne. Walburn Financial Management, a firm that cuts right through the legalese, working hard for you, providing external solutions to bookkeeping and tax problems. Walburn Financial Management, taking flawless care of all your personal reporting, P&L, or even individual tax requirements. Give them a call, 260-459-2240. You'll sleep better at night being assured everything's taken care of. Walburn Financial Management.
You're listening to WLYV Fort Wayne. Good time oldies are always on. 1450 WLYV, celebrating 50 years.
27 unanswered points now by Concordia as they forged out to a 28-point lead, 28-20.
Couple of scores to pass along. It's now 21-0. Carmel over Homestead, and Mishawaka has scored in the Snyder game. Snyder 21, Mishawaka 7.
Short pooch kick to the right side. That'll be caught. It is not a fair catch. And the return is across the 30-yard line up to about the 32. maybe the 33-yard line, where the Red Devils get ready to go back on offense for the first time in the second half. But they are down big time to Concordia now, 48-20.
One more score to pass along, Joe, which is a surprise. The big game down in Indianapolis, and Warren Central was supposed to win this game, but in the fourth quarter it's Center Grove 28, Warren Central 7. And remember, Center Grove is the defending 6A state champions.
Empty backfield, a quick screen, that's dropped to the left side. They're going to rule it no catch. Concordia was on it in a hurry. That was Tolukian on the intended reception, but he could not find the handle, so second down and 10. And West Lafayette just trying to settle down now. They've got trips to the right side. Read option. Kidwell is on his back for a short gain only to about right back to the line of scrimmage maybe.
Scoring all these points for Concordia, it puts pressure on West Lafayette to hurry now. So it almost takes Sage Hood out of the game, Joe, and it makes West Lafayette one-dimensional. So,
face mask penalty against Concordia will help them, though.
Yeah.
So that'll be a walk-off across the 40.
And let's see if West Lafayette can get their pace picked up and their momentum going. They seem a little flat now. Obviously, they're down on the scoreboard, but they seem a little flat on offense now, Joe.
They've got it at their own 47 after the major penalty against the Cadets. First and 10, two protectors in for Kidwell. Looks on the read option, gives to Herb, and he slipped a tackle and will get a couple of yards as he rolled out to the left side and brought it up to about the 48, maybe the 49-yard line.
And you're okay with that if you're Concordia because it's not many yards and it keeps that clock running because all of a sudden you want to begin to watch the clock a little bit.
Call it second down and 8. 3 wide to the right side. Play action fake. Here's a ball, and it's knocked away. It's in the middle. Scramble for it. It was still alive, but it falls incomplete. Not sure who came. Was that Freeman came through there?
Yeah, it looked like Freeman, and I tell you, Concordia is beginning to really pierce that defensive line. Yeah.
It was Andy Wade that got through there with the hands up. Quick hitting play. Here's Kidwell again, moving to his left side, looking, throws over the middle. He's got a catch, but a big hit, and it'll be a catch inside the 40 to the Concordia 37.
That was a heck of a throw by Kidwell to sneak that ball in there. It was Luke Staten that made the catch, Joe, and Mallers absolutely rang his bell. But how about the arm strength of Kidwell, Joe?
First and 10. Here come the Red Devils now. At the Concordia 37, Kidwell wants to throw again. Looks, throws down. Oh, he's got a wide open catch, and that's going to be a gain after the catch inside the 10.
And he dropped it, Joe.
Oh, wow. He had that one in his hands. Was that Caleb Green?
Yeah, he was wide open. You were right, Joe. It was the double pump, the double move again, and you were right. He was wide open, and we thought that was going to be a touchdown, and he dropped the pass.
Joe, that was the play they used earlier in the game. Same play, pump and go.
You got it, and that's been an effective play for them.
Now it's going to be another Kidwell pass, rolls back to his left side, being pursued, and stays on his feet, throws on the run. He's got a catch at the 20-yard line.
Oh, I thought Hood again. The ball, Hood drops the football. Looked like Kedwell was down, Joe, in the pocket.
I think they're going to roll him down, Joe, back around the 38-yard line.
Looked like he was down that time in the pocket. I can't believe Hood dropped that ball on the sideline. West Lafayette's out of sorts right now, Joe.
It will be third down and 10. Play clock is running. We're at 17. Red Devils now set. Kidwell out of the gun. Motion left to right behind the line of scrimmage. And play action fake. And here is Kidwell being pursued. Got away again for a moment. And then just threw it up for grabs. And a scramble for it. And I believe it falls incomplete. Well, that was jump ball at the 20-yard line, but well defended by the Cadets.
That's the one thing. When you leave the pocket, you better be ready to throw the football. And when Kidwell rolls to his left, he has to come back across his body, Joe, and throw the ball. And
they're going to roll him in the grasp.
Yeah, I think that was a good call because it looked like his knee was down.
Back at the 46.
But I was surprised that Kidwell left the pocket that time, Joe. His pocket was fine.
They're going to go for it. They've got to get down to about the 27-yard line on this snap. Fourth down and long. And here is Kidwell. Does kick the ball away. Nobody back for Concordia. They'll let it bound around inside the 15. It's still rolling down to the 10. So Concordia will get the ball back. 7:18 remains in the quarter. 48-20 Concordia. You know, you looked at the rankings, West Lafayette with that 10-2 record, and a lot of it based on the state championship run they made last year. They lost in the state championship game. They were ranked in 3A number 4 as far as Associated Press, number 3 by the coaches. And you look at Concordia, they were ranked number 7 in AP and number 4 by the coaches.
And I think you made a good point in the pregame, and we talked about when we were getting ready for this game. I think Concordia's competition, Joe, may have just prepared them to be more physical. Those games with Snyder, Homestead, Dwayne, or Carroll get you ready.
They make you or break you. Again, blitz being shown defensive. They run the ball. No, it's Morrison looking for some running room. He's not going to find it as he's twirled around. And now the penalty flag. I thought I saw a yellow flag, but no.
Yeah, that was a bust that time. Curligran went the wrong way. In that situation where Morrison just needs to tuck that football and get down, because right now you're in control. The one thing you don't want to do right now offensively is turn the ball over.
One of the cadet linemen bent over a little bit, and I think they're going to make a change in the lineup.
Yeah, boy, for Concordia, but you don't want to have any injuries. This is 3A football. This isn't 6A or 5A football. A lot of these kids play both ways, and boy, you just don't have the depth.
That's Trey Freeman.
Yeah, you can't lose Trey, because Trey's a big part of the defense too. So.
It'll be second down. That was actually a loss of 1, second down and 11. Clock approaching 6.5 minutes. Time remaining here in the third quarter. Spread offense again, 2 wide either side. Morrison taking a look at that West Lafayette defense. They're coming again as he looks to throw. Throws right side. He's got a man across the 30, 35, 40 midfield. Now inside the 40-yard line. Foot race. They're going to bring him down, but not before they get to the 20-yard line and down to the 15.
Unbelievable. I mean, West Lafayette hasn't covered anybody tonight, and Morrison again just threads the needle, and what a game Grahovic is having. But wow, Joe, I mean, you talk about coming out and attacking a defense. Wow.
He hit him in stride, and Grahovic rumbles all the way down to the 17-yard line is where they say the knee hit. 1st and 10. Cadets trying to add to their 48-20 lead.
Watching this tonight, it reminds me of watching a Manny Pacquiao fight. He hits you with so many punches, and it's so fast that everybody's just doesn't know what to do. And it just seems like Concordia's hit West Lafayette with so many blows tonight.
3 wide to the right, including Mallers to the wide side. As Morrison now trying to slow things down a little bit. Play clock at 9. Hands the ball off. Curligran looking off tackle run. Just powers his way down inside the 15. Got down to about the 11.
Physical run again. Off tackle. The ability to plant your outside leg, make the cut, and run downhill and break tackles. And that's just demoralizing for West Lafayette because you're beaten so bad with the pass game. Then you come back and Concordia beats you physical. Gets very physical with you and beats you that way. So this is, you know, dare I say it, this begins to look like a state championship team, Joe.
Mallard stays in this time. The wide side is to the left, part of a trips package. And it will be 2nd down and 4. Morrison takes the short drop, looking to throw, steps up in the pocket, now being scrambled, looking, still wants to throw over the middle, threw it low and short. That time he just couldn't step into the throw, incomplete.
And it's funny because when you begin to run around the pocket, and Morgan can attest to this, when you start to spin and move around, it's tough to all of a sudden get your base, Joe, because you see a guy open in the end zone, it's tough to get your base and to rip it. And that time I think Morrison just didn't have his base and couldn't put the mustard on the football.
Yeah, with your momentum carrying you, you're rolling to the left and trying to throw back to the right. Very, very tough.
Yeah, tough to gather and stay in that base and be able to throw an accurate football.
So here we go now. It'll be a 3rd down call, 3rd down and about 4. Obviously 4 down yardage area. Morrison wants to throw again, looking, checks off, rolling to the right side. Now giving ground, throws it up for grabs in the end zone and nobody there. One of the cadets was knocked down in the end zone, but now it'll bring up 4th down, and let's see if Grahovic will come back in as well, Trey Freeman. And let's see if they need 4 yards. Doesn't look like they're going to go opting for the field goal. That would give them 51 points on the board. A lead of 31, but they want more.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe the option game here. That's been so effective.
Keani Griggs was in the last couple of snaps, but I believe Grahovic has come back in there. He is out there with Mallers to the short side to the right. Now we have a timeout called by the Cadets. 4:50 remains here in the third quarter, 48-20 Concordia. And we'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLYV.
The market goes up, the market goes down. And if you're a typical investor, you may be playing games, trying to guess correctly when to buy, when to sell. That can be expensive and exhausting. Well, what if there was a local company with tons of investment experience to help you take some of the guesswork and worry out of investing? The name is Stifel, specializing in individual portfolio management. Stifel can help reduce the risk and worry of investing, building you a portfolio of quality, performing stocks and bonds. Give Stifel a call at 260-459-3989.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Joe Auburn with us again here tonight. Joe, things have slowed down a little bit. We had 61 combined points in the first half. Right now it's a 48-20 ball game, so 68 combined on the board, and Concordia facing a 4th down and 4 call.
Yeah, Concordia's done a nice job with their run game in the second half, but that defense has had West Lafayette out of sorts. So you're right, Joe, now a big 4th down here, and we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the option game here.
Grahovic split wide to the short side to the right. He's got single coverage. Now they double up on him. Or will they? Linebackers trying to threaten the blitz. Here's a roll to the left, and here's Morrison throws in and got the ball. Not good, not caught. That time in and out. Tyson Chambers could not find the handle right at the goal line. So that will be a 4th down stop, and West Lafayette will take over the football. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line for the Red Devils.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's the first incompletion of the night for Morrison. So, man, I tell you what, it's tough to turn around and throw that football. I'm sorry, that was the second one. He missed the one at the goal line, too, but it was kind of the same play. So, but as far as West Lafayette, the ability to get the stop there, now can they get their offense going, Joe?
Kyle Hazel comes in wide to the right side. Does that last name sound familiar?
Absolutely.
He is the son of Walt Hazel, the ex-Purdue coach. Now here's that run up the middle. They had a lot of misdirection, but Hood got the call up the middle, and he found nothing there. He's going to lose yardage inside the 10.
Yeah, good job with the defensive line. I tell you, that Concordia defensive line is doing a nice job, Joe.
Now empty backfield, 3 wide to the left. They'll screen the ball. There's a catch, and they look to run after that catch, and they'll get a gain across the 15 out to about the 16 or 17. They've been using Sage Hood a lot as on those screens, wide screens, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
And you don't mind that if you're Concordia. The key right now for Concordia is tackling. Just come up and make the tackle.
And keeping the clock moving, we're at 4 minutes, time remaining in the quarter. There was movement defensive right side now. They had chance to reset. No harm, no foul. Kidwell backs away. Play clock still at 15. He's got plenty of time to change the play if he so chooses. Shotgun formation again. They'll give to Hood. Runs up the middle across to the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. That's short of the 1st down stick. It'll bring up 4th down, and you're down by 28 points.
Gotta go if you're West Lafayette. And now this is a chance for Concordia maybe to put West Lafayette to sleep here. You get a stop here, it may just be the game because you punch one more in, and that's probably all she wrote.
Cadets have 10 men within about 7 or 8 yards of the line of scrimmage.
And I liked it when Concordia kind of changed their strategy, Joe, and moved their defensive backs up.
Empty backfield once again for Kidwell, but play clock at 9. He's just kind of ambling around out there waiting for the play call. We're at 4, we're at 3. They're going to have to take a timeout.
Wow.
And they will. So they couldn't decide what they wanted to run on 4th down and 4. It is 2:59 remaining in the quarter, 48-20 Cadets, and we'll step out. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLYV.
You've heard the saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Nothing could be more true at Tom Steel Tire, where it's all about saving you money. For over 35 years, this family-owned business has been saving Fort Wayne drivers lots of Benjamins. Offering quality tires and ASE-certified mechanical service for your car, and that includes an oil change and tire rotation special, all for just $24.95.
2 convenient locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. Tom Steel Tire, not just a tire store, but a complete automotive center.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Red Devils facing 4th down and 4 at their own 18, and down 28. They're going to roll the dice. They've got to go for it. Can Concordia get the stop right here and basically put this game on ice? Kidwell drops the throw. Rush is coming, and he is going to be sacked back inside the 5 and is close to a safety, but now the play continues on. Didn't hear a whistle. They're not going to get it. Well, Kidwell did not go down apparently, Joe, or is there a penalty flag back at the 3?
There's a penalty flag that's going to be, what it's going to be is Kidwell just flipped the ball to the offensive lineman, and the offensive lineman is not an eligible receiver. And that's one of those plays where you're like, just take it, okay? Because Keani Griggs and Bordner were all over Kidwell, so that's going to be a penalty because the offensive lineman is not eligible to get that football. But how about that rush, Joe? From the edge of Concordia, I love the blitz. Yeah, illegal touching is the call on West Lafayette. So
Concordia will have the football, and obviously not just in the red zone, but knocking on the door with 2:46 remaining in the quarter yet, and up 48-20.
Quickly, Joe, I'll give you some scores. Carmel 28, Homestead 7 late in the 3rd quarter. Northwood 30 now, New Haven 20 late in the 3rd quarter. Snyder 21, Mishawaka 7 in the 3rd quarter. Garrett and Mishawaka Marion, the winner of that game, would play Concordia. That game's tied at 21. Adams Central now is flexing their muscles. They're 23-7 over Southwood, and Eastbrook has South Adams down 28-21. So Snyder's rolling along. Adams Central looks good. Homestead's in trouble, Joe, and right now it doesn't look good for New Haven either. So those are your updates.
Right here is Concordia 1st and goal at the Red Devil 2-yard line. And they hurry up the line of scrimmage. Morrison under center. Curlegrand is the running back. He's scored a couple of times tonight. They'll give it off to him, and he will get into the end zone for a Concordia touchdown at the 2:42 mark.
And he pounds his chest, and I think we talked about in the pregame, Joe, who is going to be physical, who is going to win the battle of the trenches. Concordia's absolutely got the job done. And since West Lafayette scored those 20 points, Joe, they've done nothing since. So this game has really changed. And I think this is one of the more physical games we've seen Concordia play this year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Joe. They've just kind of worn down the Red Devils. Very different-looking team than we saw early on. Right-footed kick by Morrison on the way. He's got the elevations, got the distance, and he's got the angle. So 55 on the board for Concordia, over 20 for West Lafayette. And we'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLYV.
The game just isn't the game without you. When pain or injury has you sidelined, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 260-266-4007. Whether you're an aspiring pro or a recreational athlete, our team of certified orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, athletic trainers, and registered dietitian nutritionists will provide you with rapid access to comprehensive care and sport-specific rehabilitation. We can get you back to the action quickly and safely. Just call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine, your dream team.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Well, now it's 34 unanswered points by Concordia as they forged out big time to a 55-20 lead.
And how big was that fumble on that kickoff for West Lafayette? You know, you had a freshman in the game. I was just telling Morgan, you know, you kind of put a freshman in the game, you think you have him hidden, Joe, on special teams, and the ball finds him.
So now Concordia's been kicking short. This time they'll hit it to the near side. That's a return from inside the 20 to the 19 and out to about the 28, 29. They'll give them a spot up to the 30-yard line. That's where West Lafayette will go to work. Still 2:37 remaining in the quarter. Now still a lot of time remaining in this ball game. And Concordia with a big lead, but also trying not to, you know, teams sometimes have a tendency to go away from what has gotten you this lead.
You got to be careful. You look on the scoreboard and you say, well, geez, they're up 35. Well, that 35 is more like about 20 when you're dealing with a team like West Lafayette. So, and I'll tell you, as far as West Lafayette come out here, you got to throw the ball every play here, but you got to get down in the goal line and get some points. I tell you, you talk about being shut out. So we'll see for Concordia, just make the tackles.
Caleb Green split wide to the right. They initially came up in press coverage. They'll hand the ball off on a running play that gets them maybe a yard and a half. That is it.
Yeah, and that's doing you a favor. You know, you make that tackle, it's a couple of yards, but it's going to chew up about 30 seconds off that clock. So all Concordia has to do now is just don't get beat deep.
Sage Hood, they got the call. He'll be flanked off to the right side. Kidwell drops the throw again. Looking, pumps, throws over the middle. He's got a man. That one is tipped, nearly picked off again. That was Mellors looking for another interception.
Boy, he wanted that one, didn't he? I tell you, Kidwell was bouncing on his toes in the pocket and threw a dart, but Mellors almost had that, Joe.
Yeah, he was reading the quarterback's eyes all the way, jumped the route in front, and just a little bit too high, deflected off his outstretched hands. Spread offense now too wide either side of the field. Empty backfield, in fact. Here's Kidwell looking to throw. It rolls to his left. Now he's being trapped. Got away from him. Throws on the run downfield, and he's got a ball that's nearly trapped. And Mellors again, the second play in a row. He was wide open. He was in front of the intended receiver and couldn't find the handle.
And Mellors never drops the ball. And we saw him drop that one. Kidwell was looking to get the ball to Sage Hood. He had a nice job of pocket presence, but he just threw a lollipop down the field, and Mellors almost snatched it, Joe, and all of a sudden it's fourth down again.
And this time it looks like Red Devils will punt the ball away. Kidwell will drop back inside the 20 to the 19, two back for Concordia and punt return. Kidwell gets the snap, runs up to the ball, low line drive kick, that'll bound, and Concordia backs away from it. And it'll be touched at the 40-yard line. Cadets will have great field position now with under 2 minutes time remaining. Here in the third quarter, they lead commanding fashion here at home tonight, 35-20. Joe, I think I'm a little bit surprised by this. I thought Concordia had a very good team. I was concerned about this West Lafayette prolific offense, quick-hitting offense, but Concordia's had an answer every step of the way tonight.
I agree. I'm shocked. I thought this was going to be a game where whoever had the ball last would win, and that's what it looked like early on. But you mentioned it, Joe. You mentioned the physicality that, you know, has West Lafayette played the teams that have been physical like Concordia has. And again, that's where I think having Homestead and Carroll come in the conference makes all the difference in the world.
Now here's a run off to the right side. Concordia just trying to pick up some first downs, run that clock. It'll reach the 145 mark as Curlegrand checks it across the 45 to his own 46-yard line.
And it's interesting because, you know, the latest score update we've had is Mishawaka Marion 28, Garrett 28. So how about that Garrett team? And wouldn't that be something if Concordia had to go to Garrett?
I was going to say,
wouldn't that be something for a semi-state?
Haven't talked a lot about the Railroaders this year.
Haven't.
They're 11-1.
I know. It's just a team that deserves more attention and more credit.
Gain of 6 brings up second down and 4. Just over a minute remains in the quarter. Morrison, no hurry now. Play clock still at 7 now as he gets ready to take the snap. Option run near side. Gives to Curlegrand. On the pitch, looking for running room. Splits defenders and fights his way to the 49. That's very close to a first down. They may mark him just inches short.
And this is what we really thought we'd see at the beginning of the season. We didn't see a lot of Curlegrand because of the injuries. But, wow, has he come on in the playoffs? And, you know, Morrison with that option at this point in the game, you got to be careful with the option. You want to make sure you protect yourself and not take any big hits.
You know, we were very concerned about George Karloftis, a very talented 6'5", 240-pound sophomore, but we really have not mentioned his name much tonight.
Hasn't been a factor at all.
Third down in short, came in with over 100 tackles and 11 sacks. Morrison now, they'll run the ball. Curlegrand off tackle, looking for running room angles for a first down and more. 45 and down to the 40. Maybe gets another yard or two. In fact, he will, down to about the 38.
And so many of those plays with Curlegrand, he doesn't get touched until he's 7-8 yards down the field. So that Concordia offensive line's firing off the ball and getting some push. And Curlegrand, Joe, is just running wide. Nobody's out there.
Well, it's funny because Red Devils look like they've got him lined up, and all of a sudden, you know, it gives them a little shake and bake move, just not a whole lot, but it's just so elusive, with that. I think he's faster than he looks.
Yeah, he is, and he plays much bigger than he looks too.
Grahovic in, split wide to the right side, the short side, 3 wide to the left. Morrison on first down, wants to throw again over the middle. And that one nearly knocked down. It was. That was Jonah Williams, 6'3" senior, got his hand on the ball.
And that's where my coaches used to say, Jonah Williams that time dropped the ball, and that's when they used to holler out and say, Jonah, that's why you play defense,
And the quarterback never saw him, right?
Never saw him. Yeah, that's right. So poor Jonah, he had that, just couldn't make the plays.
As an ex-quarterback, what makes that so tough for a quarterback, that play in the middle where
if you have big offensive linemen, you just can't see.
Gotcha.
And you're looking between your big tackle. You know how big Wade is out there. And if Morrison's 5'8", you just don't see those linebackers sometimes.
2nd and 10 now. Morrison again, short drop, looks right, throws. And that one, the receiver fell down.
The funny thing about that is when you're doing the film study on Saturday morning or Sunday, if you're playing in college, you explain that to the coaches, and nobody ever believes you except the quarterback who's backing you up or the third string, because they can relate. How could you not see him, Joe? I just didn't see him. So.
3rd down, and the incompleted pass, still 14.5 seconds remaining in this quarter.
And to finish up that point, Joe, that's why I think it's so key in your quarterback to have good footwork. You show me a quarterback who has good footwork, Joe, I'll show you a quarterback who's a good decision maker and is very accurate.
Kobe Custer back, really the lone safety back now. They drop another one. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Little motion right to left as Morrison screens the ball to the middle. He's got a catch, run to the 35-yard line. Not much more after that to the 33. That'll bring up 4th down. Curligran on the receiving end of it did not have a lot of room to work with. And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. And what a 3rd quarter it was for the Cadets. 2 touchdowns on the board. They led at halftime 41-20. They're up 55-20 now as we head to quarter 4 action. We'll be back. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLYV.
At Indiana Michigan Power, we're building the future of energy delivery. From renewable energy to grid innovation, we're developing a smarter way to power your life. With the addition of 4 new solar power plants, you can take comfort knowing that more than half of the electricity that we generate is emissions-free. I&M is honored to sponsor local area high school sporting events and proud to be your hometown energy provider.
American families are facing a major problem nowadays. It's called extreme student debt. It's affecting graduating students, even those with jobs, for years and years trying to pay off their student loans. But there is help available to students in Northeast Indiana from nonprofit Cuesta Education Foundation. Cuesta is ready to provide low interest or even forgivable loans to qualified Northeast Indiana students. Take a second look. Check Cuesta to see if your student qualifies for a chance at graduating with as little student loan debt possible. Cuesta can make a difference. And it all starts with simply logging on to QuestaFoundation.org. That's QuestaFoundation.org.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson. On Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
It'll be 4th down, and Concordia looks like they're going to run a play. It's 4th down and 6. At the 33-yard line, Morrison will take the snap, and he drops to throw again. Looks to the right side, throwing down into the corners. Got a catch inside. It's Mellors again. Tiptoes into the end zone for a touchdown. 4th down and 6. Instead, they get 33 yards and a touchdown. If it stands up, is there a penalty flag down there?
Oh, it's going to be holding, Joe, in the backfield for Concordia. And that's a shame because that was a dime. Morrison absolutely dropped the dime on the post corner to Mellors, and that was a big league throw. That's a shame, but you're going to have holding in the backfield, so a break for West Lafayette.
And now I think the Cadets will kick the ball away. You know, Joe, you look at this ball game, and I think what I find most surprising, get this, it was a 21-14 ball game at the end of the first quarter, and then Sage Hood scored early on in the second quarter at the 10:38 mark was 21-20 at that point. They have not scored since, and that's unbelievable to me.
And they looked unstoppable. I mean, West Lafayette looked unstoppable up to that point, so you have to wonder about the defensive adjustment for Concordia, and it's paid off.
Here is a little side saddle kick, and that by Morrison. It's touched by Grahovic inside the 25. So West Lafayette now with 11:47 remaining in their season. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Concordia is well coached, though. I mean, you look at the offensive play calling. We talk about the offense with Concordia, but, man, that defense has been good this year, too. So, really, both sides of the ball, Concordia's gotten the job done with their coaching.
You know, early on you talked about it, Joe. Sage Hood kind of gashed them between the tackles, but not so much in the second half.
It seemed like they did some stunning and rolled their corners up and just said, look, we're going to at least take away the run game and then make you beat us with the pass. And I think it was a good strategy.
Boy, that ball, I'm not so sure that Kidwell's knee hit when he took that snap off the turf, but they let it run as a play. By the way, they've got the big fella, Tommy Kirschbaum, in at left tackle again, the little junior at 6'7", at 315.
Yeah, he's a monster, and this is a really young West Lafayette team.
Gain of 5. Kidwell pump fake, wants to throw long. He's got a man down there. The ball is caught inside the 40 of Concordia and still on their feet down inside the 35.
And that's my only criticism tonight of Concordia. They have been beaten repeatedly on double moves. And if I'm scouting this game, if I'm Mishawaka Marion or Garrett, I'm picking up on that, and I'm going to put that in my game plan next week.
You talked about a young team for West Lafayette, Joe. They start just 2 seniors on offense, 4 on defense. 6 sophomores will start, 4 freshmen in backup roles here tonight.
Yeah. So they'll be back. They're going to obviously lose their quarterback, Kidwell. But, you know, with the talent that they have and with the big running back, they should be a force next year.
Toluquian on the catch. He picks up 5, second down and 5. Now Kidwell again, option run. Now he'll keep it himself. Quarterback draw. Looking, fights his way down to about the 26-yard line.
Quarterback keep on the play. And Concordia's done a nice job tackling. You know, that time Kidwell had a big lane, but, you know, Griggs comes up and makes the tackle. So I will commend Concordia on their tackling tonight, Joe.
Be 3rd down and 2, and again they'll run Sage, I believe it is, trying to fight his way to the 25. And looks like he's short of the first down stick by about a half a yard. So 4th down call coming up. Now they've got Joe Bales back in there as the running back. Well, he's run for 5 touchdowns this year and over 450 yards. Quick hitting play. They'll give the Bales again and up the middle, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, he's a good back, too. Good leg strength, good push that time. And that's the way you run the ball on 4th and 1. You don't dance or anything. You just get upfield and get that first down.
Another sophomore, Joe, at 5'10", 160. So 1st and 10 with the ball at the 24-yard line now. Working from the right side hash mark. Kidwell wants to throw, throws the fade down in the right corner of the end zone, and that one is fought for, and let's see if it's caught. No, incomplete. That one was well contested.
And that was better with the Concordia defender because he's got his head around, Joe, and he found the football early. I think when you don't find the football, it's when you get in trouble. So that time he was able to come out of his backtrack and able to turn the head and find the football.
That was Toluquian, the intended receiver. 2nd down, they'll screen the ball near side. That one's dropped. That was Herb. It was in motion trying to turn and catch the ball at the same time. So now it'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, good job to get upfield on Curligrand's part to kind of break that play up. So, you know, Bordner's been quiet, but Bordner was in that play too, Joe.
You know, it'd be interesting to talk to Larry Jones from an official standpoint. What's it like to work a West Lafayette game? Here's a quick throw left side. They've got to catch. And that one, is it dropped it or will it no catch at the 16?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because the West Lafayette AD came out before the game with the officials, and he wanted to know specifically who was spotting the ball tonight. And he told the official, you be ready because our boys are going to give it to you quick. But it's funny how they wanted to know that.
Well, they know what they're going to run into.
Oh, yeah. Don't slow us down.
I even noticed earlier where, and again, I'm not saying this was any intent, but they were taking their time moving the chains on the side.
Oh, yeah. They'll slow you down one way or the other.
4th down and 10. Tight formation, 2 protectors in. And now motion out of it to the near side. Here's Kidwell, rushes coming, and spun around. He throws on the run near side, and the ball no good. Herb with the intended receiver, but well bracketed by a couple of Concordia defenders. And that will turn the ball over to Concordia on downs with 9:48 remaining at their own 25.
And that was that throwback play, and that's a heck of an effort by Kidwell, Joe, just to spin to even get that football off. But Concordia did a nice job. You beat me once with it, so the next time I see it, I better be ready for it, and they were.
Well, still over 9.5 minutes remaining. Will Tim Madigal start filtering in some young troops with a big lead of 35 points here?
Would make some sense. I tell you want to be careful with your quarterback at this point.
Morrison still out there. Curlegrand, the running back, as well. And they'll give to Curlegrand. Works up the middle and hit from behind, but he brought the ball out to just short of the 30 to about the 29-yard line.
Yeah, Curlegrand's got good feet. You know, the ability to step out of those tackles. He runs hard, Joe, but good vision and good feet.
You mentioned he had 120 yards rushing in the first half, and he's added to that total, obviously, here in the second half. Picks up another close to 5 yards on that last carry.
And I think the game with Bishop Luers, Joe, Luers had some success on Concordia. That was a tough physical game. I think that's helped Concordia tonight, Joe.
Spread offense, 2 wide either side. Second down, and let's call it long 5. Motion near side by Tyson Chambers. And the block is set up for Curlegrand again. Splits the defense. Still on his feet across the 35. Angles near sideline all the way up to about the 38.
Yeah, patient that time, too. Letting those blocks set up, getting in the hole, knowing when to make the cut and to get upfield. So, you know, that's something that's hard sometimes to teach running backs, especially guys that are younger at this level, is to teach that patience to let those blocks develop.
Those are the football just inside the Cadet 39. Now we're at 8:34 time remaining. The clock is moving. Chambers and Mallers, I believe it is, wide to the left side, 2 wide to the short side to the right. And Morrison, no hurry, still 12 on the play clock, trying to milk that, run that clock down, game clock as much as it can. Now Mallers in motion as an option run, and there's the pitch to Curlegrand, a little stop and go move. This time they've got him corralled, and that was the linebacker Luke Staten that stayed with him, and that's not happened a lot tonight.
That's the first time West Lafayette's defended the option. And Staten just came up from the outside linebacker position. Staten had pitch man, defensive end had quarterback. That's how you stop the option.
Well, it's a loss back to the 36. But again, time is not the ally of West Lafayette. Approaching 7.5 minutes time remaining in this ball game. And right now, you got to say, up by 35 points. Concordia headed to next week's semi-state, but where will it be? Garrett against Mishawaka Marion, I believe it was.
28 all last report we had in that ball game.
Here is Morrison in the pocket, throws to the middle. He's got Chambers with the catch inside the 40 to the 35. Tyson Chambers, nice delivery by Morrison in the middle of the field. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the West Lafayette 34 for the Cadets.
Yeah, how about the accuracy on that one? You know, the ability to throw that one off your back leg and to just lay that ball out there on the seam route right over the linebackers. That was an impressive throw.
Joe, you talked about it all year long. We've covered Concordia. Morrison throws to a spot, and great routes run by these cadet receivers. 1st and 10 at the 34, and we will run inside of 7 minutes before this play is executed. 3 wide to the right side. Curlegrand still in there as the receiver now, as the running back. Option run again, the pitch to him. Curlegrand looking, a little stop and go move, turns upfield inside the 30, 25, and down to the 20-yard line. And there you go again, Joe, because West Lafayette thinks they've got him lined up. He gives you that little shake and bake, stop and go move, and he picks up another 9 yards.
Yeah, just runs so well with the vision. And I love it when he makes the one cut and gets downfield. So you're right. He just seems to be the difference maker in this offense right now.
Now they're taking about a minute each snap of the football, especially keeping it on the ground. We are at just inside 6.5 minutes time remaining in regulation. 55-20 Concordia in a stunner. They'll work from the right side hash mark, 2 wide to the short side. As Morrison taking a look now, wants to throw again. Looking, holds it down, rolls to his left. Still looking. Going to get pressure, throws it away, and he's got a catch. And that's it. Caught inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line.
Boy, that's just like a slow developing play. And Morrison was buying time, and finally it was like Drew grasped the concept and said, I guess I should come back to my quarterback. And here comes the football.
Just kind of came from nowhere to that football, and again, great, I'm going to call it court awareness by these kids out there for Concordia. So it'll be 1st and goal at the 3. 5:45 remains. 3 wide to the right once again on the spread. Under attack now under center is Morrison. Curligran, the running back, taking time. Hands to Curligran. Hit at the 3. Got to the 2, and he's into the end zone. Boy, Curligran looked like they had him stopped. No way. 3-yard touchdown run at the 5:29 mark.
Yeah, what an effort tonight. Just another physical run and more push from that Concordia offensive line. And I tell you, they came at West Lafayette tonight and just took it to them, Joe.
So Curligran into the end zone. He's been a busy guy here tonight. He'll have big numbers when they're all tabulated. Bordner's the hold now. Morrison attempting the 62nd point of the night. Right-footed kick is on the way. Got the elevation again, and it is good. 62-20. Concordia in a rout. And we will be back here at Zoller Stadium. This is IHSAA Tournament Football on AM 1450 WLYV.
Bumper Insulation is celebrating 60 years, so they've seen a few things.
The Civil Rights Act of 1964.
That's one small step for man.
And a few more.
His or her freedom for the precious gift that is America.
I took the initiative in creating the internet.
So here's Charlie to tell you more.
This is Charlie Momper Insulation, celebrating 60 years meeting homeowners and contractors' demands for professional installation. Here's to 60 more. Thank you for Momper Installation.
Let's get back to the stadium with more IHSAA football action and Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
With Joe Walburn, I'm Joe Parson back at Zoller Stadium. You know, Peterson Curligran last week, Joe ran for 4 rushing touchdowns. He just ran for his 5th here tonight. That's 9 touchdowns in 2 games.
Yeah, he saved his best ball this year for the playoffs, and he's that physical punch that I think is difficult for teams to deal with at a 3A level, Joe.
Red Devils not expecting a deep kick. They've got a trio back at the 20, and they'll get a pooch kick near side. That'll be fielded at the 36. And what a hit. And the ball is free, but they're going to roll it down on contact. But I mean, I'll tell you, Red Devils cannot get on the bus fast enough.
I was going to say to Morgan, what was that bus that just ran through the Red Devils right there? Wow, I tell you, those are the ones that, boy, you better tuck your chin. Those are the ones when you get hit like that. You see, my protocol, when I used to go back to the sideline after getting hit like that, I always check my teeth first.
I was going to say.
Are all my teeth there? Yeah, your teeth are there. Okay, if my teeth are there, I'm okay, okay? I'll worry about a collarbone or a hand, but I just want to have all my teeth.
You might be looking at something else, too.
That too.
And I'll leave it at that. So 1st and 10 for West Lafayette, under 5.5 minutes remaining. They've got it first at 10 at their own 36. Motion near side, Kidwell, though, pooches the ball up the middle, and that's going nowhere. That was well defended. They tried to get the ball. They did to Luke Staten. A little shovel pass, middle screen, if you will, but that is going to lose. Yeah, maybe they'll get a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
Couple scores real quick. Carmel 42, Homestead 7. Snyder 31, Mishawaka 7.
Here's Kidwell near side. Nice catch on the square up pattern. Boy, Caleb Green delivered a little straight arm, but he'll be short of the first down. They'll have it at their own 43-yard line.
A couple other scores. Northwood 45, New Haven 20. And Garrett 31, Mishawaka Marion 28, and that's late in the 4th quarter.
Got a field goal. Here's Hood up the middle. No, that's Joe Bales. Bales gets the run and the first down as he brings it a couple of yards deep into Concordia territory. But West Lafayette running out of time here on the road tonight.
Another score to pass along. Adams Central 23, Southwood 7, and that's late in the game too, Joe.
So it'll be first down and 10. Kidwell again screens the ball far side, and then falling down right after the catch, they get only back to the line of scrimmage. So that was Herb, who then they rolled no catch. He apparently did not maintain control to the turf. So it'll be second down and 10 with 4:37 remaining.
What a performance by Concordia.
Just unbelievable, Joe.
Yeah, the way the game changed.
You know, it looked for all intents and purposes, this was going to be a shootout to the end. Well, it was a shootout, all right, but here's Green now with a catch near side, trying to struggle away, gets it back to the line of scrimmage, only to the 49, and they'll bring up third down.
A couple other scores, excuse me, Joe. If you're a Panther fan, Snyder fan, Westfield 45, Kokomo 7. Snyder, Westfield next week for the semi-state. Whoever wins that is probably going to win the state championship.
Panthers will be on the road.
Correct. Also, a couple other scores, big scores. Center Grove 28, Warren Central 7. And Penn 23, Crown Point nothing. So Penn and Center Grove continue to move along. And also Ben Davis 51, Cathedral 21.
Wow,
Joe.
that's a surprise.
That's
Oh, there's Kidwell. And throws on the run down the middle's got a man out there, and they'll have a catch, and that's dropped. And they really never had control of it. Boy, that was a sure touchdown for West Lafayette. They had a man open inside the 5, but couldn't hold on, and that's an incomplete pass.
And that's what Concordia is going to have to clean up. That's the only thing I'll look at with the game tape with Concordia. They've been beaten deep about 4 or 5 times tonight, Joe.
That was R.J. Erb. It's a fourth and 10. They'll go for it. Kidwell drops to throw again, looking right side, and throws to a spot. He's got a catch. That again was Staten with the grab inside the Concordia 40 to about the 37.
Yeah, that was a nice ball that time. I'll tell you, Kidwell kind of does a nice job with those half rolls and delivering the football.
Concordia scored 41 unanswered points. Now Staten comes up limping and will leave the field. So he'll be replaced. And the clock is moving, approaching 4 minutes time remaining. First and 10. Kidwell again off a play action, throws the fade. He's got a man wide open. There's a catch inside to Erb. And boy, that it's just happening way too often now.
Yeah, it's the wheel route that time. He's beaten on the wheel route. And again, you know, these corners, Concordia has been awesome this year with their pass coverage. You know, 20 interceptions. You mentioned it, Joe, a school record. But they've been beaten deep a little bit in this game, and that's something that Coach Manigail can maybe hang over their heads and get their attention next week.
I'm sure they will. We're down to 3:44. It'll be first down and goal at the 5-yard line. And here is Kidwell, flips the ball in the middle, and they'll run into the end zone for a touchdown. So that will be a 5-yard touchdown.
That was a nice play. It looked like almost a shuffle pass that time, Joe. So that was a nice play. And, you know, pretty nice play that time. Looked like
Williams, they said, got the touchdown.
So that was a nice play call with West Lafayette.
On the handoff, so good for 5-yard touchdown. And that stops a little bit of the bleeding. As we mentioned, 41 unanswered points by Concordia. Time of the score, 3:35. And Crockover will come in to attempt the extra point. Now high snap, got the kick, and it doesn't have enough. And it is good, just over the crossbar. So 62-27, Red Devils finally on the board. They had not scored since early in the second quarter. But a timeout here at Zoller Stadium, 62-27 our score. And IHSAA tournament football on AM 1450 WLIV.
Dude, I'm pretty nervous for this date.
Nah, you got this. First dates are all about finding what you have in common.
Like putting sweaters on dogs?
Sure, but I was thinking about going to a place you both like, where you both can get your favorites.
Oh, like McDonald's.
Exactly. But do yourself a favor. Please, don't tell any of your elevator jokes.
But they work on so many levels.
Here's a deal that's no joke. McDonald's new McPick 2 for $2.50 menu includes McDouble, 6-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, and hot veg sundae. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Price is single item posted on menu.
And now back to the IHSAA football game of the week with Joe Parson on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Concordia preparing to receive the kickoff. They're expecting onside from West Lafayette. They'll have just one deep right now, and we're starting to see some of the new numbers in there. Anderson Drew, the lone kick returner, waits back inside the Concordia 20. But again, here, let's see if they do chop the ball. And they will dribble it through. Anderson Drew picks it up at the 25, starts left, and a knee hit, I believe, so they'll rule him down right there, and Concordia will go back to work on offense with just 3:31 remaining here in regulation.
And a couple scores to update. Garrett hung on. Garrett beats Mishawaka-Marion 31-28, Joe.
That means Concordia goes to Garrett next week in the semi-state.
And it's now.
Who would have guessed that back maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks ago?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And New Haven's making a feverish rally to get back in the game with Northwood. It's 45-35 Northwood with about 7 minutes left in that game, Joe.
Jacob Dorfler has come in now at quarterback to replace Morrison, and they will run the ball up the middle, and that'll be a gain up to about the 28-29 line.
And then Eastbrook did defeat South Adams, Joe. It was Eastbrook 28, South Adams 21 in 2A football.
Check some of the new numbers in there, Joe, for the cadets. They've got Nick Bradley in there. And Dorfler in with 3:04 remaining. That was a gain of about 3. So it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, you're right. Who would have thought Concordia and Garrett in the 3A semi-state championship, Joe, especially before the season started? Who would have given you that?
Nick Craddock in as the running back, the young sophomore, who's had some couple of big games. Here is Dorfler in trouble on a high snap, tried to roll to his left. He's going to lose yardage.
I'm telling you, when you're the backup and you come in a game like this, I know it's the playoffs, but those guys in white jerseys playing for West Lafayette are a little bit unhappy at this point. So when you come in the game, don't get fooled by the scoreboard. You better be ready to play, because there's usually a guy out there who's grinding, and he's not too pleased about getting back on the bus. He has a 2-hour bus ride. He's going to lose the regional game. He'd like nothing better than to flatten you before he gets on the bus.
Yeah, he's trying to plant somebody. So it'll be 3rd down and 9. Let's see if they're going to try to put the ball in the air. Would not expect that with Craddock, the running back now. Clock inside of 2 minutes. Dorfler had trouble, and he's got to just fall on the ball. When he tried to run, it was a high snap around the shoulder pads. Tried to run to his right and then just pounces on the balls. So with a loss back around the 22-yard line, 4th down and long with 1:40 on the clock. And the punt team will come onto the field. Now they do start the 25-second clock. Joe Walburn getting ready to go down on the sidelines and be talking to some of the coaches and also the stars of tonight's game for Concordia. See if Morrison is back there in punt return. Back inside the 10, rush is coming, kick is away, and he got all of that one. Nice hanging punt. That one will hit right around midfield. Kicks back to about the 47 of Concordia. So 1:05 remains. Last gasp opportunity for the Red Devils, but they are on the big short end of a 62-27 score. Let's see, they're going to spot that ball at the 47 of Concordia. And we will see if Shane Fry is going to make any changes. Luke Tolukian is the backup 6'2 junior quarterback. And they've also used freshman Kyle Adams at times this year. And let's see, I think we do have a change at quarterback for the last. It will be Kyle Adams, the freshman, wanting to throw. Looking, loads up, throws to the left side, and that one's picked off at the 25-yard line. And here's a return to midfield. And Concordia will have 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Interception on the play. Interception by Henshin on the play.
Henshin is credited with the interception.
Concordia 1st down.
So Concordia will go back on offense now. And they will have it 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line of West Lafayette with 54.1 seconds remaining. And we'll see if Dorfler will just take a knee in the victory formation. And he will. Boy, I tell you, West Lafayette came through there, still trying to get that ball. Adrian Sanchez, the starting middle guard. But we're down to 44 seconds and just time for one more snap. And this one, a regional championship for Concordia. Remember, it was 2013 that Concordia made the trip to West Lafayette and came up short on a 25-21 loss to the Red Devils in the regional down there at West Lafayette. And Tim Manigault talked about how, with about 6 minutes to go, they had a 2-score lead, and they saw it all disappear, and the Red Devils came back to win at 25-21. Not tonight. 62-27 will be the final here, as Joe Walburn and the teams will exchange handshakes at midfield, and Joe Walburn will be looking to find Tim Manigault. And we'll continue with our post-game coverage here, and we'll get the interview with the coach.
Coach, congratulations, regional champions. It seemed like tonight your offense played with such an urgency. I mean, obviously you guys knew West Lafayette could score a lot of points, and it seemed like your offense played with the urgency to get some points on the board for you.
I like that word because we actually preach that almost every week. We want to play with urgency. Our goal really is, I mean, every offense is going to say this, but we legitimately want to score touchdowns every drive, and we did that for the most part tonight, and that was important because these guys are really good offensively. So we put the pressure on them, and ultimately our defense kind of caught up to what they were doing. So,
yeah, Joe Parsons mentioned in the pregame he felt like you guys could have an advantage with the physicality of this game, and it seemed like that played out for you, especially defensively.
I agree totally. I think we were very physical towards the end of the game. I think that I think you saw that maybe their receivers were a little less excited to catch the football. Maybe our kids have been physical all year, so we continue to do that, and it's a good thing. It's exciting for us.
How fulfilling is it to get the regional championship? I mean, you've had a lot of success. You're a great coach, but your kids have really come together, and what a great group you've had this year, Coach.
It is. It's a great senior class, high character group, and so I mean we're happy, we're excited, we're moving on another week.
Well, congratulations. We know you worked hard, and good luck next week, Coach.
Joe Walburn with head coach Tim Manigault celebrating this regional championship. 62-27 the final. We will head to the Walburn Financial Management postgame show when we return to Zollner Stadium. This is IHSAA football on AM 1450 WLYV.
Behind the scenes of the making of a great play area.
I'm envisioning something really spectacular, something over the top. Let's draw up some plans.
Right away, JP. Excellent idea. Bold move, JP. We'll get right on it.
I see a large fort with a giant cannon to slide down. Let's make it historic. Tie it in with the history of Fort Wayne. And we gotta have it soft so kids of all ages can play. Let's have those blueprints on my desk by Monday morning.
Jefferson Point and Lutheran Children's Hospital ER presents Fort Wayne's largest indoor soft play area. Parents can relax while the kids explore a fort, slide down a cannon, and crawl through the 16-foot cherry blossom tree. Over 2,000 square feet of indoor play area, the largest retail play area in the state of Indiana. Bring the kids and enjoy the fun at Jefferson Point. For details, go to jeffersonshopping.com.
There's so much to see. It's where you want to be. Jefferson Point, Jefferson Point.
With Garrett to win the night, Concordia.
Meet the Murphys and the Taylors. These neighbors both refinanced their homes to take advantage of a better interest rate and to lower their monthly payments. The Murphys used a big bank and spent their vacation money to pay $2,300 in closing costs. Meanwhile, the Taylors paid only $199 by choosing Midwest America's special 10-year refinance program and didn't need to use their vacation money. Looks like this year, the Murphys will be getting the Taylors' mail while they're out of town. Find out about Midwest America's 10 and Done program, where you can own your home in just 10 years. Visit us online at MidwestAmerica.org for more details on this and other refinance options and first mortgages. You can also call or stop by to speak with a mortgage specialist at one of our branches located in Fort Wayne, New Haven, Columbia City, Decatur, and Huntington. Midwest America. Altogether, better. An equal housing lender.
Every great team has focus and talent. At Parkview Sports Medicine, our focus is on youth. Our roster includes everything from sports nutrition to keep your body fueled to orthopedic surgery, athletic rehab, and more. Parkview Sports Medicine's got you covered. You can trust us to bring together the top team of experts in sports medicine to improve the performance and treatment of every level of athlete. Go to parkview.com/sportsmedicine to learn more. Parkview Sports Medicine, upgrade your game.
At Indiana Michigan Power, we're building the future of energy delivery. From renewable energy to grid innovation, we're developing a smarter way to power your life. With the addition of 4 new solar power plants, you can take comfort knowing that more than half of the electricity that we generate is emissions-free. I&M is honored to sponsor local area high school sporting events and proud to be your hometown energy provider. Now let's head back to the stadium with the Walburn Financial Management post-game show. Here's Joe Parson.
A lot of points on the board here tonight for the Concordia Cadets as they win this regional championship 62-27 over state runner-up West Lafayette from a season ago. And looking at the line score of the ball game, we'll be going down on the turf down below with Joe Walburn here. Right now, Concordia celebrating with a team picture. We'll give you the line score of the ball game. It was Concordia in the lead at the end of the first quarter, 21-14. They outscored the Red Devils 20-6 in the second quarter to lead it 41-20 at halftime. 14 points, 2 more touchdowns on the board in the third quarter for the Cadets, shutting out the Red Devils in that third quarter. Each team placed 1 more touchdown in the fourth quarter on the board. All started like this, 25-yard touchdown. Remember, Concordia won the toss deferred. That put the ball into hands of Mikey Kidwell, and he threw a touchdown to Caleb Green at 25 yards at the 10-16 mark to give him a 7-0 lead. Morrison, though, answered with a 31-yard strike to Kamari Anderson-Drew at the 8:05 mark. We're in a 7-7 tie. Then the kickoff was muffed by the Red Devils. They gave Concordia possession at the West Lafayette 23. That might have been the turning point of the ball game. It would pave the way to a 1-yard touchdown run by Preston Curlegrand at the 4:52 mark. 14-7 Cadets. Hood would respond with a 3-yard touchdown run to cut it to 14 all in a tie game. But 20-yard Curlegrand run on an option pitch to him at the 2:54 gave the Cadets a lead at the end of the quarter, 21-14. Sage Hood again on 4th and 1 would get into the end zone, his second rushing touchdown of the ball game at the 10:38 mark. That would make it 21-20 after the extra point was missed. Morrison would hit an extra point after he threw for 15 yards to Grehovic for a touchdown at the 6:30 mark, 28-20. Morrison again, this time to Mallers, good for 49 yards at the 4:05 mark, 34-20. The extra point was missed. And then our play of the game would come out, and with 2:50 remaining, you talk about razzle-dazzle. Well, this was a double pass that nobody was expecting, and it sounded like this.
Anderson drew in wide to the short side to the left. Mallers between wideouts to the right side, part of that trips package. Empty backfield now. Now in motion, Curlegrand behind the line of scrimmage, left to right. And here's a quick screen. They've got the ball and a double pass downfield. They've got a man wide open. The catch is made. Is that a legal play? Was he? I thought that they ruled a touchdown. 35 yards on the double pass, and we're seeing it all tonight.
That was Morrison with the double pass to Grehovic, who then threw downfield to Mallers, good for 35 yards and a touchdown. That was our play of the game to make it 41-20. There would be more scoring in the second half, 41-20 at halftime, as would be a 1-yard touchdown run by Curlegrand at the 9:48 mark on a 48-yard drive that capped it on the short kick. They took over at the 48 to make it 48-20. And then Curlegrand again on a 2-yard scamper with 2:42 remaining in the third quarter, 55-20 after 3 quarters here at Zollner Stadium. Curlegrand would run for his 5th rushing touchdown at the 5:29 mark, 62-20. And finally, Williams on a touchdown for the Red Devils at 5 yards with the 3:35 mark. An interception by Henshin would wrap it up here tonight as this big victory for Concordia. Now they celebrate en masse in the end zone, doing some jumping jacks. We'll be going down to Joe Walburn here as he waits for an opportunity to chat with some of the players. Obviously, big night here for Concordia with 62 points in the victory here at home. As soon as we get a chance, we'll see if we can get Joe's attention down on the floor. as he waits for the team to break up from their picture session. And let's go down to Joe Auburn down on the carpet down below.
Joe, I'm down here with Colton Grahovec. Congratulations on the regional championship. I wanted to get you on. It just seemed like you were running free all night long.
Yeah, the line was blocking good for Peter, and it gave me time to get open, and Peter put it on the money.
What's this mean to you? Obviously, being a junior, playing with these seniors is awesome. You guys have worked so hard for this moment, a sectional championship and now a regional championship. What's it mean to you?
It's a great feeling. This is definitely a senior-led team, and they're just making us work hard as a team, and then they're setting the road for us, and they're good leaders.
Absolutely. And lastly, wow, do you think you played in a semi-state championship game when you came to Concordia?
Yeah, this team's very confident. We have high standards.
Yeah, well, congratulations, Colton. So there you have it, Joe. Very happy down here. Players are very happy, a lot of family down here. So a big win for Concordia, and now on to Garrett with the semi-state championship game.
Great job down on the field down there with Joe Auburn and Colton Grahovec, as we will take our final timeout, and we'll be back with final comments in the Walburn Financial postgame show. Let's see if Joe's maybe got one more in mind here as he's headed back up here. So we will take the break, and this is IHSAA football on AM 1450 WLYV.